Still a bit cold, mate, from that Wim Hof ice bath.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, well, I didn't take my undies off, so I still got wet undies on.
Have you still got wet on? Take them off, bro.
It's okay.
You want to sit there with wet undies on?
It's fine.
Come on.
I don't give a fuck.
Are you going to be comfy for
It's
that?
fine. Yeah, I'm comfy as, bro.
That's the start of the episode.
It's sweet. Yeah, I just got wet undies on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, that Wim Hof, far out. It's seriously life-changing, you know? It is. First time I did it, it was my Jewish friend in Rehab, right? He was such a unique character, and I remember him showing me and like a few other people this Wim Hof stuff, and I had no clue what it was. And we all did it in this room, and I had this out-of-body, this is like 6 years ago, 2020. And I had this like out-of-body experience where I went back to where I grew up at my grandparents' house, and I was I was going through the house to all the places that we were, like all the rooms and the garage where me and my brother and sister used to play around, and it was so weird. I haven't had that since though. It was
when you're in the Wim Hof?
Yeah, like I haven't had that like massive like breakthrough yet, but since. But I remember that was the first time I did it, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
What made you do it? How did you fall into that?
That day, or just in general?
Yeah, like on that day, or what made you think I'm going to do a Wim Hof?
No, it was my mate.
It
was my mate that was just like, he was crazy. And we're all in rehab, obviously. Like, so we're all withdrawing from substances and whatever. But he was so funny. We clicked so well, and he was just like, all right, guys, we're going to do this tonight. And we all just went up into one of the rooms and laid down and did exactly that. And it was mad.
Right.
I remember it so clearly.
Yeah.
But I didn't do it for like, I don't know, like another 5 years, bro. Like I only just started getting back into it last year.
Wow. Yeah.
And yeah, it's the best.
How was breathwork through rehab then? Did that help you?
I did it once. Man, I was cooked back then still. Yeah. Like I was 19. So I wasn't fully, like I was there, but I could have got a lot more out of it going back now. Does that make sense? Even without the substance abuse issues and all that, I could probably, get a lot more out of the therapy and the group work now than back as a 19-year-old. You know, I was just crazy coming down off everything and just people pleasing, running around being the crazy youngest there. You know?
How do you feel you got to that point where, cause I don't know, I've never been to rehab and I've not been in that situation, but I can see how life can put you in situations where, you know, you could make one decision and it takes you down this road, or you could take another decision and it takes you this road. So what do you think it was that in your younger days led you to end up getting into substance abuse and then eventually into rehab?
I guess I just always wanted to... it's hard to say. I never thought I was escaping anything. I always thought I just liked to do drugs, like to party. But looking back, I was escaping so much pain, you know, just running, trying to fit into like people and places that I just didn't fit into, you know, and trying to, like, as I said, people please, and, you know, just wanted to be loved by the world, by other people, and just ended up doing hanging out with the wrong people and doing real bad shit and just got carried away. And I was always the worst, like one of the worst that was just nuts, had no self-control, could never pull it in, would always bend it till the end. And it was just, I did so much damage to myself, man, and my family and people around me. But going back to your question, it was just like it was a gradual thing. It wasn't just like one day, just, you know, I was just looking for the next worst thing to do, the next drug, the next hardest thing. And it just led me to, the bottom, really, the rock bottom, I guess. There was a few times I visited rock bottom though. It wasn't just like a one-stop destination. It was like I hit there a few times, you know, and I'm just so lucky to be here, bro. Yeah. And talking about it right now with you makes me realize, like, fuck, I am so grateful and lucky, because I never think about it. I never take it. I never appreciate it, you know? Yeah. The journey. So, you know, but yeah.
In hindsight, do you see what it is you're running away from?
Definitely, there's a lot of family stuff there. Family is a really tricky thing for me. But there was a lot of family stuff and upbringing, and like there was bullying when I was younger as well. Man, there was just a lot. There's a lot of different things. And yeah, just trying to. I don't know, bro. There was a lot.
Yeah,
you know, and I'm only just figuring it out like in the last few years, you know, with therapy and slowing down. When I slow down, a lot of stuff comes up.
Yeah,
you know.
Usually that's why a lot of people like to keep fast paced. And
I know, bro. It's whack. Like I was talking to my friend the other day, and I have a cycle, like a daily cycle, bro. Like I start the day so strong, like caffeine, breath work, you know, fucking cold plunge, whatever, you know, train all day, pumping, you know, and then at night it's like a massive crash, you know. And I've found that since being single, when I'm single, it's really bad, like a lot worse. But
why do you think that is?
I guess I think it would come down to maybe an unhealthy attachment style, right? And just going, like, being too external and not enough internal, right? Going outwards instead of inwards. And I've been guilty of going outwards in the past where I should have gone inwards, you know? But I've also been, you know, grateful that there's been times where I've literally been forced to go inwards instead of outwards. And that's where I've got the most growth ever, you know? When I've like had no one to reach out to, nothing to go and distract myself with, and it's just been me and the pain, right? And that's like, yeah, it's hard at the time, bro. Like it's fucking hard, you know. Like I know why. Like this is gonna sound pretty brutal, but I know why so many men take their lives. You know, like I do. Like I can see it. You know, like
why is that? Do you think?
Because it's dark. It gets dark, right? And I'm just blessed to be able to see through it and know that there's gonna always be tomorrow. Well, not always be tomorrow, but there's always another day, you know, to look forward to. Like that's if you wake up. But like I know that there's fucking so much light on the other side of that darkness, right? And some people just can't see it, man. And I haven't seen it before. Like there's been times where I haven't seen through as well, you know. And as I said, I'm lucky to be here.
What do you think in your, like you say, you know, you was in rehab and you hit rock bottom and you was forced into moments where you had to face yourself.
Yeah.
What do you think it was that helped you get through those dark times and help you see the light that other people can't tap into?
Definitely having a few good people around me, right? That have been through it, that are about 100, 200 meters ahead of me in the recovery journey and in life, right? Having friends, you know, that like want the best for you, and their family as well, right? So I think it's, as I said, like there's been times where I haven't had, you know, any of that, but yeah, I put it down to that as well. Just having a good solid group around you of individuals and having purpose. So having purpose is a massive thing as well. Like I'm so grateful I've had MMA and fighting, you know, since I was 18. It was just before I turned 18, you know, like that saved me. You know, I saved myself through martial arts for sure, 100%, right? Like I don't know where I'd be without it. Like having that such a like strong purpose that, you know, that like literally like kept me alive, you know, kept me sober as well. And then it got to a point, and that's why I kind of went to rehab as well, because fighting didn't keep me sober anymore. Like I was partying and shit during my fight camps, and yeah, it wasn't good, you know. And then I realized like, fuck, I got to do something about this. I don't want to. Like I just knew in me that I was meant for more than just being your average partier.
Yeah, so kind of like life gave you MMA, you was doing it, but then you was tapping back into the old part of yourself, which was intertwining with the version that you wanted to become.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
What do you think had to die for you to really let go of that drinking addictive part of yourself? Or
Bro,
what?
It's still in me. It's still in me, man. Like it's not dead. It's not dead. I have a really strong unhealthy reward system in me that like goes really well. Like I'll do really well with things in life, and I just want to like reward myself with the wrong things. You know what I mean?
It's like a self-sabotage.
Self-sabotage, and it happens everywhere, bro. It happens everywhere in all aspects of my life, with my fighting, relationships, financial perspective, financial aspect of it. It happens a lot, bro. It happens a lot, but I'm getting better.
It's a funny thing. Like I say, what part of you died, but in reflection of that comment, it's true, because I've been there as well, where I've been addicted and chasing the next hit and the next adrenaline kind of thing. But that part still lives within me. The only difference is now that I'm aware of that voice and I'm aware of what it's trying to do. I'm like, I see you, old Matt, trying to sabotage my progression by trying to invite me to have a drink or invite me to go to a certain place or put someone in front of me that's going to offer me something which I know isn't good for my growth. So it's having that awareness to go.
It's the awareness. Awareness, I found, has only got me so far though, because like I'm so aware of it, so self-aware of everything. But then it comes a point where I'm like, all right, I'm aware of all these things now. I need to fix it. Now I need to heal it. Right. And that's what I've got through therapy and through with my mentor, like my sponsor for the 12-step program. But yeah, definitely having the awareness. Like when I was younger, I just didn't have the awareness. Yeah. You know, most of us didn't.
Yeah.
You know,
until you start actually questioning yourself and slowing down and doing a breath work and tapping into the body, you're always going to be in your mind, which is super fast and super like chaotic. And it's like your best friend and your worst enemy in the same space. So it's like actually tap into your body through breath work, through movement. And that's where you can start to like determine 100%. What's actually true to you and what is your brain just trying to like sabotage with.
I reckon I've lived in my head for like 24 years, bro. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like,
same.
For sure. Like, I'm 25 now, and I think within the last year, I've had the most growth, for sure. But yeah, scary to think about.
What do you think has changed in the past year to really make you get out of your head more?
We'll call it 2 years. Maybe just a couple. Oh, I was in Thailand, yeah? Came back.
You was training in Thailand.
I was training. Yeah, I had a few health issues come up, right? And I basically, what just came up for me then was there was a lot of forced time out from fighting, right? With health issues, okay? And not being able to not distract, but like chase that goal and have that purpose. So I've had to like take a step away from that fighting identity in these like periods of time. And that's really hard to do, right? Because you've just built this identity of being a fighter. And, you know, I guess this is the journey I'm on as well alongside fighting, is to not be so attached to that identity, to not have that identity, because you're looking at all these fighters that are retiring now and how they're like really struggling with life after fighting, you know? And like, I feel that's at like such a deep level, because if I don't have a fight, I'm like, it feels sometimes like I'm worthless, and I'm like, what the fuck, you know, what's going on? You know, I don't like, you know what I mean? Like nothing else really, you know, gets me going like that, apart from surfing. I found a passion in surfing and yoga and stuff, but really fighting is like, yeah, that's it really. I don't know if I really answered your question.
No, I hear you. It's how, like with being a fighter, not identifying it as it. So what do you do to kind of, when you know, can't fight, or, you know, thinking ahead of when you do retire, what's your dream outside of fighting, or just in life as well? Like, not to identify as anything, but what do you aspire to do and be?
Bro, my dream after fighting is to have a place like this, a farm close to the beach where it gets cold in winter, where I can surf, live off the land, raise a beautiful family. And I actually want to like employ like people off the streets to help with the farm work and help take care of the animals, and, you know, just, yeah, that's really what I want to do.
Yeah.
And just surf, bro. Surf around the world, travel. That's really it, really, to be honest. Like, it's simple. It's simple, yet not easy.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah,
I'd love to. Don't know if this is something you want to talk about, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Because you told me that you've been to prison before.
Oh no,
You don't want to go into that.
No, it wasn't really. Like I went to juvie, bro, a few times.
Yeah,
like, as a youth.
Yeah,
right. Spent a few nights there and got arrested a few times, and I wouldn't like call it that, but yeah, it is for juveniles.
Okay, cool.
But, yeah,
I misunderstood that.
No, it's all right. Yeah, no, it's fine. Like before the age of 19, I was in mental ward, juvie, and rehab, which was like, yeah, a lot for a young person.
How did your friends and your family like treat you when you was going through that? Because I know some people that have been put in places like that just because they, you know, maybe going through a tough time, they've not got support around them, and then the friends and the family like kind of.
I had friends that. And I had friends that, you know, so, and I had family as well, you know, so I was lucky, but I just didn't want to be around, like, I just ran away, bro, when I was young. Like, as soon as I got, like, to the age where I realized that I could just do everything myself, I just fucked off. I just ran away. I wasn't a good brother. I wasn't a good son. I wasn't a good friend. Yeah.
Do you think that comes from lack of guidance or mentorship from being a young boy growing up to a young man?
I reckon. Yeah.
Because I see that a lot within myself and with people that I know, and with things that I've seen in the prison system. A lot of the reason why a lot of men are going through this and why they're acting in these certain ways is because of a disconnect from the father mainly, and because of broken families.
Yeah. It's definitely rooted in childhood trauma and an upbringing for sure. But never pointing the finger and blaming anything, you know. I take full responsibility for everything. And
even the stuff you experienced as a child, though, you know, because I hear you, like, you take full responsibility as an adult to change your
as a teen. I'm talking about as a teen. I'll take responsibility as a teen.
Even then, though, you're still a child, bro.
Yeah,
you're still like, even at 24, I'm 33, and I still feel like I'm only just getting into manhood, and I'm only just starting to get into.
How old are you?
34 actually.
Yeah, right.
But like, yeah, I take full responsibility as a man now of healing my trauma from when I was a child. But when I was a child and a teenager, I don't take responsibility for the trauma and the lack of mentors in my life because,
of course, you're too young. Too young. Yeah. So I agree with you on that.
So yeah,
it's a tricky one, bro.
You can't.
I call it my perfectly imperfect family.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
It's just perfectly imperfect.
You get the cards.
Everyone's just trying to do their best, and I held a lot of resentment growing up, like in my teens and stuff. And I didn't speak to my family for so long, bro. You know, for so long. But then, like, as I got older, I just, you know, compassion grew. And I started to see things a little bit differently, and I just realized that, you know, everyone's just trying to do their best. It's everyone's first time at life, I'm pretty sure, you know, as far as we're aware.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that's it really. We've just got to focus on now and just enjoying the rest of our lives as much as we can, you know, doing things that fill our cup, right? Simple, like, that's it.
How did you get into martial arts then from 18? Was it just from someone recommending it to you, or did you just feel a lot of energy that you needed to get out and it just fell into you?
So I wanted to start for so long, right? But I was always so scared to go into a gym by myself, right? I was always so scared, and I didn't really have any friends at the time that I could go with, so I just didn't go. And I was getting in a lot of street fights every weekend. Like, I would go out and look for him and just punch on with drunk adults in Manly, and I got really hurt a few times. You know, like, it was not good. And this behavior just grew, and it got worse and worse, and there was some times where I nearly died. Like, I remember the breaking point was I got into this fight in Narrowena down in Sydney, and I fell on this Jack Daniels bottle that was in the back of my back pocket. And it shattered in my pocket, but I was so cooked on MDMA that I didn't even realize. And I'm gurning, like, still trying to fight. Mate, there's a video of my mate coming up to me, and I'm just got this 30 centimeter gash in my in my thigh, and I'm just pissing out with blood, and it's so sickening, bro. Like, it makes me feel sick. Like, I'm trying to report the video so it gets deleted off Instagram because it's not nice. I'm just gurning with a cigarette in my mouth, and everyone's just filming me, and they've called an ambulance, and they've said, I remember in hospital, I can't remember shit because I was off my head, but I remember them giving me like stuff to sedate me because I was cooked, and that didn't really go well with the MD that I was on. And I remember just losing my shit and like trying to rip these like cords off me. It was not good. Anyway, I nearly died. It was 3 mil away from hitting the main artery in my leg, and I remember lying in the hospital bed like thinking that I'd pissed myself because it was really wet. Right, and I looked down, and it was just my bed in blood. It was just dripping with blood. It was fucked. I had one good mate there that came with me and helped me, but bro, that was the time where I was like, all right, if I'm gonna keep fighting on the street, I need to like get better at it because this can't happen again.
Yeah.
And once I went into a gym, I didn't fight on the street again. Like, I haven't had an altercation since. Really haven't.
What do you think going to a gym and learning how to fight professionally? Because obviously you're improving your skills, your weapons, your knowledge, but then you didn't want to fight again on the streets. What do you think the gym taught you to take you away from fighting in the streets?
It just like humbled me a lot, just like killed my ego. Sometimes people can walk into the gym for the wrong reason, and it does the opposite to their ego. They walk away from the gym, walk away from classes, and want to show what they've learned. But it did the opposite for me. It really just like leveled me out and gave me this like sense of security, knowing that I can protect myself, and as I said, purpose and respect for it as well. Like, respect. You can't just go and fight any person that gives you shit anymore, that is a smart ass, because you'll end up in jail. You'll end up in jail. A lot of people that I grew up with ended up in jail and dead, like, there's a lot. It's fucking, it's becoming,
So a lot of your friends that you grew up with, known, you've witnessed a lot of them go to prison and pass away.
Yeah, just overdose. A lot of overdoses. Like, it's been nearly like one each fight camp since like 2024. It's really like, that's what I've like, that was the ratio that I put it to. I was like, there's nearly been one and family as well. My uncle passed away. He was like a brother to me,
Was that from an overdose as well?
Yeah. Oh, something to do with his brain.
Brutal, It's tough, man. Like, to see people you love and wanting to help them, but not. Sometimes, like, that saying, you can lead a horse to water.
I was just about to say that.
You can't make them drink the water. And I've realized that you can want it so much for your friends, and you can want to help people, and you want to set a good example. But if they're not in the right headspace or willing or even aware of it, then they're like, you're like trying to teach a blind person how to see.
And it's really hard, especially when they're so close to you, and so close meaning blood as well. Like, it's really hard. And I feel like with the path that I took, I had to be really lonely at times. I had to really like just not be around anybody. Lost nearly all my friends. Right, had to cut a lot of people off and just focus on me. And I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm still friends with a lot of them, but like, there was just a period of time where I just had to just like go cold turkey with a lot of people.
Yeah, sometimes I found. Sorry.
No. Go on.
I was saying sometimes I found that is what's really necessary, is to literally, because for me personally, it's like you're going through so many evolutions and sheddings of skins that you don't want to be out there in this evolutionary transformative phase where your energies and your frequencies are shifting. So sometimes it's better to just take it back to the earth, back to yourself, back to, just getting to know yourself more and realigning.
It's a hard one.
Yeah, because it requires actually stopping and feeling, actually going within and feeling like, who am I? Like, who do I want to be around? What people am I attracting into my life? Because they say you attract your situations into your life to teach you a lesson.
Yes.
So all the shit that's happening, you're attracting it into your life so you can learn from it.
For sure.
Apparently.
It's evident. Yeah. It's really evident, even with relationships, man. But yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. I had something really good to say, but I forgot.
It's so good.
It'll come back.
Yeah.
It'll come back. But yeah, bro, it's a beautiful journey. It's a beautiful life. Doing this, is mad. Like, you should be proud of yourself doing this, like, I don't know. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a big thing, isn't it? Being proud of yourself as a man. How often do you take a step and go, I'm so fucking proud of how far I've come?
I know. It's very rare. I remember the last time I did it, I had that moment, was my last fight camp. And I was driving, caffeinated, obviously, listening to some Latin reggaeton, right? And I was fucking in the car crying. I don't even know the lyrics to these songs, right? But I just love it.
Yeah. And
I'm just crying, going, I'm fucking so proud. I was just saying to myself, I'm just so fucking proud of where I'm at, and like, obviously going into a fight like that week is very like for me, it's very spiritual and yeah, a lot of going within and inward. But yeah. Like, that was the last time I've really felt, proper proud and like, fuck, the outcome of this fight doesn't make me happy and it doesn't make me sad. Obviously it does, but it doesn't last forever, It doesn't last forever. And I can't get attached to the outcomes of fights, I used to.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But you can just prepare as best you possibly can.
Yeah.
And whatever the outcome is, feel it and move forwards.
That's it. Yeah. This fighting's given me everything I've ever needed and wanted. It really has. It's the best. I'm so competitive, and I'm so creative as well. And yeah, it's just the best, bro. It's the best.
I'm gonna talk to you more on that. I'm already busting.
Yeah, go. Mate, I'm shivering, eh?
Do you need a drink though?
No, I'm fine. I just
feeling it. Have a little shake.
Yeah, I'm gonna just stand in the sun for a sec. Am I doing alright? I'm looking a bit fast, eh?
You're speaking first. Yeah, you're doing great. Well, you're not speaking too fast. That's some cold. I'm feeling it as well. little shake break.
Shake break. Yeah. Yeah, it's always fucking shadowboxing.
Just find yourself shadowboxing all the time.
Yeah, I used to do it a lot, but now I'm a bit more conscious of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Shake break.
Shake break.
Shake break. We're back.
Needed sometimes. Yeah. I want to touch on, obviously, you preparing for a fight. You said it's more of a spiritual practice. How does that look for you preparing for a fight? Because I've never personally trained to fight another man in a ring, in a cage with these tiny gloves on. I practiced it and I got punched in the head a few times. I'm like, this doesn't feel too nice.
Yeah, it's not too nice.
But how do you prepare for something like that?
It's just, so you'll prepare your fight camp based on your opponent, right? And you'll have to come up with a game plan to beat this guy, right? And that's basically it. So if you're versing a grappler, like a wrestler, you'll spend time, defending, like working on your takedown defense, keeping it on the feet. Because I'm a striker, right? I come from a Muay Thai background, so I want to keep most of my fights on the feet, right? And strike. And my past opponents, all I've wanted to do is take me down, right? So there's just this energetic battle of styles, and it's wonderful. It's a great. I love the tactical aspect to it, and yeah. So basically, you just tailor your fight camps based on your opponent, and yeah, train hard but smart, right? We have like a very good system at my gym, of just like tapering like our weeks, like hard days, rest days, and
a lot of discipline involved.
A lot of discipline, man. I really struggle the most with the diet. My diet is what I struggle with the most, but I'm getting a lot better.
Saying no to the things that you can't have.
Yeah. But I just, man, because look, I grew up, my nonna, like that's the way they showed me love, was through food, right? An Italian background, it was just manja, eat, pasta, lasagna, fucking everything, never, right? So having to go and, and also coming from someone who like, was an addict and like loved to party a lot, taking the sobriety part out of it and then taking the element of eating whatever you want. It's a very disciplined, and then it's like, where's your vice? What's my vice? My vice ended up being chocolate, like I just fucking love chocolate. I'm a lot better now, but like, yeah, when you take away like partying and you take away like cheap, like foods like comfort foods, yeah, there's not a lot to,
It can become very bland. That's what I've noticed with self-discipline and actually putting things and doing things for your body and your mind, which are healthy. It requires saying no to the fun stuff, which is feeds you dopamine. It feeds you all this unhealthy hits. But when you actually want to be clean and you actually want to, training to be in a fight, you don't want to have all this shit in your body. But to say no is the hardest thing.
It's hard, man. It's hard. I still really struggle with it, but I've got a dietitian now. We work together and he's really taught me a lot about, food and just my relationship with food. It's been pretty unhealthy, right? But yeah, we got to live a little.
Yeah.
We got to live a little bit.
Yeah, I've seen you've been doing a bit of fasting recently as well. How's that been?
Yeah, look, I was really into my fasting last year. Like I fasted for 20 weeks, for 24 hours. For once a week for 20 weeks, right? So I did like 20 weeks in a row, every Saturday arvo to Sunday arvo, and it was fucking hard, man. I did a couple 2 days. Remember the Cyclone Alfred?
Yeah.
My impulsive ADHD brain decided to fast at the start of that, and I fasted the whole, like I did 48 hours, and I was living at my nonna's at the time, and it was so hard not to eat food and chocolate and around my nonna. Because all she does is just offer me food,
Yeah, I bet so not only you're fasting, but you're putting yourself in a situation where people are offering you really good food. It's a real test.
It's such a hard test, but yeah, I did just under. No, I just did 90 something hours last year, bro, and that was really challenging. But it got to a point where it was just like fine, I love the challenge of, being tested with your emotions and like moments of clarity, then moments of like really bad brain fog, and like just every time you go to reach for food, you're like, hold on, it like really makes you go inward, fucking more than anything, I think.
I did a 4.5 day one this year, and honestly, on day 4, I was like crying. I seen people eating, and I was like driving to certain places, and it was triggering thoughts of food from that area. Yeah. Like, oh, I'll go to this place. I want chips, hot chips. Or you wake up and the emotions that are attached to food is insane.
It's crazy. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And you only realize when you don't have food how much you love food and how much of a habitual.
You take it for granted. It's like, what do you look forward to? You know what I mean? Like when I felt like the last fast I did, I was like, what am I even looking for? Like, can't even look forward to dinner. We can't even look forward to brekkie. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like it's ridiculous.
Big part of life, innit?
But then I drink a lot of black coffee.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah, and it hits me so much harder when I sound like it hits me really hard when I'm on a fast. Black coffee, like I'm just like.
Some of the best I've ever felt is from fasting. But when I come back from fasting, the hardest thing for me is to be disciplined not to eat all of the cravings that I've got, because it's so easy to just fucking start eating everything. But it's actually, you fast for the days, but then the most important things are how you go onto your fast and how you break it. And that was a learning lesson for me, because I broke it with eating and a lot of stuff, and I felt sick and my belly was bloated, and I was like, fuck, I've ruined my fast.
Yeah, I've ruined nearly all of them. I'm not gonna lie. Like I've ruined all of them. Like I remember one time I broke it with like nice vegetables and like real nice stuff. Bro. But then I went and bought heaps of chocolate after and just ate fuckloads of Ferrero Rochers and Kit Kats. You know what I mean? like just like completely fucked.
Yeah.
But that's right.
It's all part of the process, and it's all part of like trying things that are challenging. You know, you can compare yourself to someone that does 7-day fasts and they break it really nicely. But at the end of the day, you're on your own journey. You can start with 24 hours. You might mess up your break and you'll feel shit. And then you'll do it the next time. You'll get better. Sure. And you do it again for 3 days. You get better. And it's a progressional journey. And this is not with just fasting, but with life and with stopping drinking, with stopping your bad habits. True. Sometimes you're going to relapse into doing it again. Just as a reminder to yourself of how you feel, you be more aware of how you feel in that moment. You go, now I remember why I stopped this. Yeah. And then that will be the extra kick up the arse to stop.
For sure.
For me anyway, that's what it was like. Because, I went through drinking as well from the UK and smoking weed. And then I had to stop. But I kept relapsing into it and then feeling like shit and then going longer and then relapsing into it.
It's a cycle.
But then eventually I got so sick of it and then had a daughter and I was like, this is it.
Yeah. It's a pivotal point, eh?
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I broke my I was aiming for 3 days and I broke it due to emotions. I was going through some stuff, right? And I was like, I'm already in pain. Why am I trying to make this more painful? And one of the dudes one of my best mates was like, sit with it, man. This is perfect. Sit with it. And I was, it's just that thing in my head. I was like, fuck. The one thing I can do with right now is some food.
Yeah.
I'll revisit this at another time.
Yeah.
And there's no shame or, guilt in doing that. Obviously, I felt a little bit guilty when I'm there at Sushi Honba smacking back plates of sushi, but fuck, man, I'm only human, Yeah,
the fact that you even tried and the fact that you actually got to feel that raw emotion was...
I got a day and a half in of proper pain, and that's all right. That's okay.
Yeah.
I got nothing to prove, but you know what I was pissed off with? That one time I decided to share my fast on Instagram is the time that I broke it. I was like, fuck, why did I even do that? But it's all good. It doesn't matter. Everyone forgets. Social media moves so quickly, man.
Yeah. Plus, it's good for you just to even be so open and vulnerable and show the actual vulnerability and the real rawness of fasting. It's not easy and it's not something you're going to master and perfect each time. And for you to show that you broke your fast and you was going through this... mental battle shows how challenging it is and that it's okay to do that and to go easy on yourself.
100.
Yeah. I want to know, so you're training for your fights, fight day comes, you're feeling like, what are you telling yourself just before you go out there? What's the thoughts going through your head?
This is a good one because each time I've fought, I've become like a new version of myself, right? There's been fight days in the past where I've taken short notice fights and I've literally not wanted to do it. I've had no preparation. I've come off doing this fucking 10 days before, and I've just gone into the fight for the wrong reasons. And I've been there on fight day, like telling myself, no, I'm not doing it, Yeah. And having that voice in my head, but this is years and years ago, right? But
did you win them fights?
I've won a couple of them. Those ones, yeah.
Yeah, where you're like,
there was another one, a few others as well, where I was like, man, I've always been so close. This is the thing, and this is what I fucking made that video about.
I love that video, bro.
I've always been so fucking close, man. But like they were mental defeats back then. They were mental, psychological defeats. So anyway, each fight camp, each fight day has become for me better and better and better. More just like any other day, and I carry the confidence of my preparation, the work that I do inside the gym and outside the gym. And it really shows on fight day with how I feel and how I just feel so like, it feels so normal and natural to me to be in that warm up room now and walking into that cage. It's just like a journey home to myself every time I step in there. And, the results of my last 2 fights don't really represent the work that I've done, like on myself and in the gym and the martial artist that I am. Fuck, but that's all right. But it's just these last 2 losses are just, I look at now as a launch pad for the rest of my career. rather than losses. They're just going to be a launch pad, right? I've learned these really hard lessons early on in my professional career, and it's just a matter of time now until I just get back in the win column and start getting some more momentum. And yeah, back to your question, fight day, bro, it's just like any other day, you know? That's what I try to tell myself. You know what I mean? It's fine. There's a lot of waiting around. I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, I'm fighting at, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock tonight. And it's like I'm an early riser. It's like 6 in the morning.
Just like having to fill that gap between that and the fight and stay mentally clear.
But I've got this like thing where I'm always out at the rock pools around my fights, always out there, jumping in the waterfalls, meditating, breath work. Spend a lot of time by myself fight week. A lot of time by myself. Lots. Because it's only going to be you in there.
That's it, man. You know? Yeah, it's you against you, really. I know you've got an opponent, but how do you think the mental clarity is going into a fight now compared to when you was a lot younger? Do you feel so much more confident in yourself?
It's completely different. Two completely different people. You know, like that young version of me did so well to get as far as he did with the resources and what he knew, like he was just surviving. He was just in survival, just surviving, wanted to be loved, wanted validation, wanted purpose, and my reason for my purpose for fighting has changed so much throughout my career. It started off just being to get sober and just to give me something to stop partying and, doing that shit. Right. And then it became started getting addicted to all right, this is cool being a fighter, getting a lot of attention, being loved. And then it's now transformed into, I just want to be the best athlete that I can be and just go and put on these beautiful masterpieces that I can sit back and watch with my coaches and then one day show my kids these mad fights, you know what I mean? And that's the goal, that's the goal now. I just want to go in there and just flow, bro, and I've been so close these last 2 times. But yeah.
How do you, I can imagine, bro, you put so much work and effort and you're feeling more confident, you've evolved mentally, you're physically, you're learning more, your martial arts are, getting sharper, but then you go
it's the most frustrating thing ever. I can't tell you enough. Honestly, Matt, it's fucked. It's fucked. But it's easy to it passes, it passes because people forget, it's just life moves so fast. The fight game moves fast, just all I can do is just not sit and sulk, is just to get back in the gym, improve and make sure it doesn't happen again, because the last 2 losses weren't a lack of skill. They weren't a lack of skill. They were a lack of discipline and patience, right? Which how you fight. Well, what I've noticed with these last 2 is how I fight is how I live, right? How I fight is how I live. So I've just completely self-sabotaged in both fights.
Wow.
Right?
It's interesting how they link up, isn't it? We're talking about before self-discipline and patience, and now it's actually leaking into your fights as well.
Because I was winning. I was winning both fights. I nearly won both of them, and then rushing things and not taking my time, not taking a step back. Right? Just getting excited. Is why I lost these fights, and I feel like that is worse than going out and getting knocked out or choked out, because it's not, that happens, it's fighting. Right? It's the puncher's chance. Anyone has a chance of winning, right? But when it comes down to
an unforced error.
Exactly. It's really hard to sit and process because of the shame as well. I feel like I let myself down and my coaches, but we move. September 12th, I'm going to be fighting again.
Nice. See, bro, but to be able to feel them losses is a blessing as well, as you probably know, because you're on these winning streaks, but you may not be feeling the pain of the loss to then motivate to go and focus on this part that you need to focus on, which is then leads back to life.
Exactly.
Puts you in
I
these
would not
situations.
be having this conversation with you right now and talking this stuff if I hadn't lost these. I wouldn't be able to relate the way I fight to the way I live and put them together and be like, all right, there's a pattern here, let's work on it. How can I do things in my everyday life that are going to benefit me on fight night, and they're going to translate to me stepping into that cage, right? So it's like how I spend my money, how I use my time, how I train. The list goes on. Everything, right? And it's not so like me saying that, then it sounds like it's just consuming my whole life, but it's actually not. It's just like retraining myself to just like not be that impulsive, like, you know, think and react type of guy, and go back to like, you know, just slow down. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Shit, man.
No, it's cool because I can imagine you're in a fight and you've wobbled someone, and your instincts is to like, let's end this fight, and then you go for it, and all of a sudden you end up getting tapped out or something.
Literally, bro. I literally watched this fight, my last fights, a few times back. What am I talking about? But it's hard for me to watch, right?
I bet.
It's hard. But I see it in my eyes when I elbowed him, back fisted, and then uppercutted him, and he let go, and he was wobbled and bleeding. I looked into my eyes, and I saw myself just. It was like I went into this like 15-year-old version of myself in a street fight, and all technique, all discipline out the window, and I just saw blood, and I just started scrapping, and like for me being so like knowing how good I can be, really hard to watch. Like I'm like, fuck man, I can't watch this, you know? But that's what I relate it to.
Yeah, it's so powerful though, because you've now identified a trigger of what your 15-year-old wants, you know, what it sees. But now, next time that happens,
once it done, then and there, you know, what's you know, but I'm learning that I can't get everything I want when I want, right?
Yeah,
you know, and it's hard to say, but addicts are selfish. People are selfish, you know, and like for me to want to win that fight then and there, you know, it's just taught me that like next time I rock my opponent, take a little breath, take a step back, you know, play with them a little bit, you know, because I know I can.
Be a cat.
Every one of my fights they've been hurt within the first round, right? And there's no doubt about it. But now it's time to start winning fights, bro. Now it's time to start winning fights.
I can imagine the feeling of winning a fight is much better than losing a fight.
Oh, much better, bro. Much better.
Yeah.
The highs of highs and the lowest of lows. The highs definitely don't last as long as the lows, though.
It's interesting that, isn't it? It's the same as like being proud of yourself. It's much easier to look at yourself of what you fucked up with, but when you actually win a fight and to take a step and be proud of yourself, but then you're on to the next thing, you know, before you know it, you're training for the next fight, you're training for the next step. It's sometimes so challenging, and this is something I'm trying to figure out. How long do you spend being proud of yourself before you move on to the next thing?
Yeah, I know. You shouldn't you should take a moment, obviously, but I don't feel like, you know, even if I win the next 5 fights or whatever, I still feel like I need to win another 5, you know? Like it's just that constant pursuit of just, you know, then I'll be happy, then I'll be happy, then I'll be happy. But if...
Similar with money.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, man.
So instead of like, do you aim for one day to be a world champion in MMA?
Yeah, if I stick to MMA, for sure.
Sure.
Because this you never know what's going to happen with life, you know? But right now, all I can tell you is that my purpose is to fight, inspire others, right? Build my brand, okay? Set myself up for after fighting, whilst fighting. That's my goal, right?
Yeah.
I sometimes get in my head and think I have too many eggs in, you know, too many baskets, but bro, I'm a hustler. You know what I mean? I can't help it.
You're trying,
you know,
bro.
I'm trying. I really am. And it will pay off. You know, I have moments where I'm like, fuck, this social media is not getting anywhere. Like, you know, I'm not, especially after losses, I'm like, fuck, I'm like hitting this like plateau, but it's like, just keep grinding. Just keep grinding.
Yeah. And the fact that you're sharing your losses to people shows the reality of it. And the fact that you're coming on this show talking about it will help not only other fighters but other people, because I feel fighting relates to life, as we've been speaking about, and people watching this can, you know, there's going to be times where you're going to lose, there's going to be times where you're so close to getting something and it falls away. So to be able to translate that into life and deal with losses in a much better way, like
I've lost so much, so many times. It's so beautiful, you know. I'm so young and I've lost so much inside the cage and outside of it, you know. Like I lost my life savings. I lost a lot of money to crypto, to day trading. Again, lack of control, right? I was making a lot of money and I was about to live off it for real. And then I just stopped following the rules and got greedy and I lost like a few house deposits. And I laugh about it.
You got it.
But you know what? I've reframed it and I've just lent the universe the money and it's borrowing it and it's going to give it back to me when I'm ready for it.
100%.
That's how it's going to work, I think.
Yeah,
it's hard to deal with it.
I can relate with you because I've been there with crypto where at the highs I've had a big chunk of money and I've definitely taken profits, but in hindsight you can always take more profits.
Of course.
And to then, because this was whilst I was building a family and whilst having a family, and I've had it where I could have had this, now I've not got that. And for me it's the same. I've had to call it a coping mechanism, but also a way of just healthily reframing it as you can never have the full top amount, you know, and your brain gets fixated on this number that you could have had. But it's like, be grateful for what you've learned, what it did supply, and also feel the pain of not having it because it's fucking horrible to once have that, to not have it, and then wanting to chase it again. But like you said, it's giving it back to the universe, preparing you to then be able to have capacity to hold that plus more. Because
exactly, like, my higher power is probably looking at me going, the way this guy's spending his money, he can't deserve the millions. He can't deal with all that money that he wants right now. You know, if he can't spend $1,000 right, how is he going to spend $1 million right?
Yeah.
You know, but I've always been a saver. This is the thing. Like, I'm pretty hard on myself. I've always been a saver since I was a young, like 13-year-old working in a butcher. Like, I've always saved my money really well. Right. But I've just trusted the wrong people with my money. And just sabotaged as well, right? I've always been ambitious and, you know, financially driven and always thinking of ways to make money and, you know, like I'm not, like I've been living week to week once in my life, one period of my life, right? But the rest I'm always thinking of getting ahead.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's it, just taking the hits, learning from it, keep going, and then surrounding yourself with people that actually are willing to teach you about money because you don't get taught this shit at school. No. You don't get taught this shit from your parents usually unless you're pretty fortunate and you've got family that know about 100%. Money.
Did you day trade crypto?
I've tried it.
Did you day trade?
I tried it. I did a course. I tried to learn how to become a day trader because I was like, you know what? If I can travel and make money on my laptop, this is all I want. I want to be able to move and meet people. And you know what I learned from it? I learned how much of a dark energy trading is and how dark energy crypto is. It's like it
exposes you.
It's the trenches, bro. Like it's not. Even if you get money from that, you're taking from somebody else to get the money because it's a zero-sum game. You win, they lose. There's always someone losing with your win. And eventually, when I started to feel that and I started to see how corrupt it is and I started to see how it's so manipulated and how there's so many different people getting away with crime in that space and the energy within the people within that space that are behind the screens typing and keyboard warrioring, I was like, this isn't for me. Like I want to be in this world, in this reality, and I want to connect with people. And I don't want the money that comes to me be from a place of someone else losing. I want it to be from a place where I'm actually helping others and being of service to others, and then it comes naturally in a way that feels good to me. So yeah, I paid for a course, I tried day trading, and then I was trying, I was constant, I was disciplined with it. It weren't sticking, bro. Yeah. It weren't sticking, so I just had to let that go, focus on the real world, and my life has got so much better since I've got out of that world, bro.
That's a beautiful perspective. I love that. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, get out of crypto. It's good if you can invest bits into, you know,
of course, that
and not really put your life savings into it and just let it to keep adding to it. But this is the thing: is who knows? Like, no one knows about Bitcoin if it's going to go to 10 mil. Everyone's got these speculations, and that's all crypto is. It's speculative. And you've seen with the government and Trump launching his own fucking meme coins, like, he just scammed everyone pretty much.
It's cooked, man. It's so cooked.
But, yeah. From loss. What are some of the, you know, you lost crypto, you've been through these challenging things. What do you reckon the most challenging thing you've ever had to go through has been and coming out of that?
Fuck.
Putting you deep now, bro.
That is a hectic question, man. I've never even thought of this.
Because like, is there moments where you thought, I don't think I'm going to make it to the other side of this? Like, you know, you've hit
There were
rock
some
bottom.
pretty hectic things that happened when I was a teenager where I did have a suicide attempt, but I had never really processed that because I was so young, and I wouldn't even call that the heaviest thing. You know, like I jumped out of a car going pretty fast, and I was just lucky not to I was off my head. Jumped out of a car going like, I think it was like 70 Ks or some shit, like, and it just rode over my foot. And my mates took me to hospital at the time, but then I was still having a fight with my mate on the phone, and I just got the crutches from the hospital and got them to drive me to go meet my mate and punch on with him in crutches. Like, what the fuck, man? And what mates are they driving me around to do that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, but like I was 16 or something, you know, like off my head on prescription pills, drunk, like jumping out of cars. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, anyway. That was a period that was like pretty hard. I tried to overdose a couple of times when I was younger on some stuff, and yeah, as I said, I'm just lucky to be here. But the hardest thing, I can't answer that.
It's okay.
I don't know. I think they're all equally as tough. Like, family's been a really hard thing to navigate, man.
Yeah, I find that sometimes.
Yeah, like very hard.
Do you find with family, because, you know, I feel in this new age that we're in now, and from what our family's generation was and the way they were programmed and the way their belief systems were to the way yours and even mine might be different, but to be able to like understand each other in a way and try and like,
even like siblings though as well, like our generation, like it's been tricky. I won't go into it too much, but I've been forced to really be patient and go within, you know, and it's that weighs on me a lot. Also, just like, I don't know, bro. I'm lucky I'm a disability support worker as well, because it gives me so much perspective on life.
Pretend that didn't happen. Got hit by a tree. As my daughter would say, you got pooed on by a tree.
That's funny. I forgot what I said. Yeah, the support work, bro. Like, I've only done it for about a year and a half now, but it's just given me such a, like, I just feel like I can't complain about anything, which is hard. It's like, in a way, like, not good, because I'm not like I'm minimizing everything, you know, but also just gives me this new perspective. It's just beautiful. It's a great thing. Gives me this new perspective of just like, so blessed, you know, and everything I've been through right now in my life is just like led to this point of just like, just this person I am. And I've still got a lot of healing and growth to do, and we all do. Like, it's a lifelong journey, but to have have what I have now inside and the people around me where I'm at, like, I'm just so lucky and so happy. You know, it feels weird saying this, because like I've been going through, like, this year's been really tough, you know. Besides the fighting, there's a lot of other shit, you know, and that's just life. Life is always going to do its thing. But if I want to chase this career as a fighter and pursue this like fucking, you know, high risk lifestyle and career, I'm just going to have to deal with it, mate, and just suck it up and just get on with it. Like, I'm not complaining. I'm not making excuses. It's like, I could go and just work a job, right, and build my brand and whatever, and not have to worry about this life, you know, and it would be probably a lot easier to manage. But it's just who I am.
Where's the fun in that?
Yeah, I'm just fucking.
It's like going against your soul's energetic and the fire within you, you know, because I see a lot of people have that fire, but then they choose to do something that's not their fire, and it's a misalignment to what they're actually embodied on this earth to do.
And I've had enough evidence now that I can live life happily. And there's a lot of other things I can put my energy into, with social media and surfing and just yoga and beautiful thing, coaching people and like support work, like, and traveling, bro. Like, I know that there's so much more to life outside of fighting, but these last two losses have done the complete opposite than deter me and go that way. They've made me just, all I want to do is just become the best fucking Zac O'Brien I can be by the time I walk into that cage, and just make it like there's not going to be a doubt that like this guy's the real deal, you know. Just like, he's grown each fight, and you can see that each fight camp, you know. There's little glimpses of in each fight the that show the progress and the evolution, right? But then there's also glimpses of what I still need to work on. But yeah. I'm getting G'd up.
It's good, bro. No, it's good to be able to have that mindset and use it actually as alchemy.
Yeah.
Alchemize what you know now, and all these lows and all these pains to alchemize it is what I talk about a lot, because you can either sit and dwell on it and go have lost. And
you can sit and sulk, man. And there's so many people that sit and sulk.
So many
and carry on social media and fuck, just get back. Just, yeah, I don't have any patience for that.
Just make a fucking video, go, fuck.
Yeah, just take the piss out of it, you know?
Yeah, have a laugh.
Because it's true. That literally happens, bro. Like, I'll be on a walk and it's happened before and I've gone, fuck. And there's been someone walking next to me and I haven't had AirPods in or anything. And I'm just like, it just happens so often, man. But like, that's like 2 weeks after a fight, bro. Like, it gets easier. I'm not saying it doesn't trigger that response in me still.
For sure.
But like, yeah, it's done now, you know? It's done.
It's like, wait, I should have sold more crypto.
Fuck. Yeah, should have bought more. Should have bought more. Or should have bought more gold.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Hey, this is something that I have to deal with, the shoulda, woulda, couldas. It's like, you've done it, it's happened, no point going too much into it and using too much energy. Yeah. Learn from it, move forwards. Yeah, cry about it, get it out of your system, go for a run, move on. Because this is a constant, what I keep trying to figure out is, you know, stepping too much into the grief and the victimhood of it and actually alchemizing it. And I've still not figured it out from the conversations I've had before, because people are like, oh, just spend as long as you need to feel it. But sometimes you can become accepting and self-accepting of being in the dwell and being in the victim. It's like, oh no, I've got to feel this. I've got to feel the pain. It's like, okay, but I think it's a nuance to everyone. It's individual to each person of how long you need to be in the shit for.
There's definitely some element to feeling it and healing it, for sure, bro. You can't just distract yourself the whole time, you know? But I'm sure you have the should have and would haves about this podcast. You know, you wish you probably started sooner, right?
Honestly, bro, with this, I don't, not with starting it, because the thought came in and within a month I'd bought all the equipment and I went full all in. It was just when you just know. Yeah. Because for me, I've had 40 different jobs and I know when something doesn't light me up now. So when this came in, I was like, this actually is fucking terrifying. Sick. I'm going to have to put myself out there and I'm going to have to communicate with people.
People take this for granted right now. Like they'll clip this, like they'll see clips of this, but like to go and accept, like putting yourself on social media and talking and, you know, like putting yourself out there, asking questions, right? Hosting, answering questions. Like it takes, it's, yeah. At the same time, it's just like another conversation, but also like it's, you know, there's an element of like, you know, not risk, but fuck.
It's vulnerability.
Vulnerability. That's the word I'm looking for. So sorry. Fuck. Told you I'm going broke after a coffee.
So if anyone wants to sponsor my show, I'm looking for $10,000 just so I can pay an editor, get better lights and get bigger guests on. Thank you.
I'll put it out there. Let's put it out there for the universe, all right?
Yeah, that's it, man. It's coming in.
That's the thing. I was like, you never know what's going to come from a chat. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
for sure.
I made this video like a year ago. Like, you're only one fight away from changing your life. You're only one video, song, album, podcast from changing the whole trajectory of your life. You know, like, you don't know what opportunity will come. That's why I'm so like consistent, I guess, now with social media, is because you just never, I'm posting until the right person sees my videos. And I used to hashtag that in my TikToks. Like, I'm posting until the right person sees it. Yeah. Posting until the right person sees it. But yeah.
That's the thing, bro. What I've realized is with speaking my truth vulnerably is that you're going to trigger people, family members, old friends, and some of these people are going to distance themselves from you because they're seeing you grow, they're seeing you speak in a way that they've never seen before. They still see you as the old you. Exactly. But when you start to grow and evolve and you start to speak your actual authentic truth from your soul to other people, it looks like you're trying to be someone you're not, but you're actually just embodying who you are.
Exactly, bro.
So I've had to go through that pain of pissing my family off from speaking my truth because I'm speaking of pains and traumas from when I was a childhood, not to put blame, but just to speak about it. And I felt the pain of everyone going,
yeah, see, I haven't done that yet, but that's good. But, you know, I'll go back to what you just said about, I forgot about growing. Like, remember you said that you liked that video of me, like, it's hard to grow where you grew up? Because where I grew up, everyone just saw me as the same person I was when I was 15, like, you know, and it was just so hard to evolve, right? Because it was just like, you know, it was like an anchor strapped to me, you know? As soon as I moved away, it was just like, I was just free, bro. I was free. And then people telling me dude, you got to start posting. You got to start posting this stuff. And I was like, oh, soon. Got to start posting. And I was like, yeah, maybe soon. And then I had that Muay Thai fight in Thailand and I split my lip and I got like 20 million views or something. And my mate, we had this video drafted of my story. And he's like, you got to post it now. And I was like, fuck, I was so scared too, man. So scared because I was so worried about what everyone else back home thought. And then I just started posting it and then posting again. And each post just became easier and easier. But I just rode the momentum of, you know, going viral. And then it became, you know, it actually, like, I got lost in the momentum as well because I was always so, like, just like obsessed with keeping the momentum going. Like, I got to keep this reach, you know. I had like 20 million reach for like a year or something. And I was like, oh, and then I started getting upset when it was dropping below. And I'm like, that's just not sustainable, you know. But me, that age, I don't know. No one taught me social media. I'm just posting myself just being me, you know, like, you know, and it's just, it's a very slippery slope, social media, I think. You know, I think that everyone is a lot more addicted than they actually think, you know, and I'm speaking from myself as well, like, big time. It's hard.
It is interesting because when I first started posting and I was getting like a few hundred views and I had like 100 followers, I was like, cool, my intention is to put positive messages out there and messages that inspires conscious thought and awareness. So I wasn't really bothered about the followers and the views, but then one of my videos popped off and I started getting followers and I was like, I felt the rush of it. I'm like, holy shit. And then eventually I was like, I need to do one reel at least a day. And I was staying up till midnight and I've got a family and I've got a business and I've got a partner and it was getting a bit unhealthy. So I had to like let go. I had to just, me posting one a day right now with a family and a business and all the other things that I'm juggling is not sustainable. So sometimes you've just got to let go of the expectations, let go of what you should do. And just, even if you don't post for 4 days and even if you don't have a guest on for 3 weeks, or even if you don't do something that you should do for a few days, it's okay.
The sun's still going to rise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like life is so fluid and you just got to realize if it's affecting you in a bad way to try and just maybe take a step back and take a breath.
And I have a few times it's taken a step back and not posted consistently. Like I'd say that if I posted consistently from when I first went viral, I reckon I'd have over 1 million followers for sure. And not that that means anything, but like the breaks that I've taken from social media since I was like 20, 19 even, like was significant. Like I didn't care. I stopped posting. It wasn't a priority, but I never took it seriously up until like maybe like a year and a half ago, honestly, of like, all right, let's build this, you know? But I feel like I kind of lost it's a different version of me on social media now than there was a long time ago.
Yeah, you look at your old posts.
Oh man, that's hard. Oh, it's hard.
Cringy, isn't it?
Cringy, but that's growth.
Yeah.
Cringe is good, you know? But I've taken big breaks from it and it's been good. Those times that I've taken breaks, I'm like, fuck yeah. But I haven't taken a break in like a year and a half now of just, you know, it's just been growing, trying to grow it, you know?
Yeah, you've got to know when to sprint and then you've got to know when to take the breaks off, because if you keep sprinting into in a phase where you've not got the energy to sprint, you burn out. So it's just all comes back to being so self-aware of who you are and learning from the times that you have burnt out and learning from the losses and learning from the hardships and going, how am I going to do it better next time?
For sure. There needs to be not a course, but I reckon young people getting into social media need to have some guidance on healthy ways to use it, healthy ways to post, right? Their reason for posting. Because imagine a 15-year-old picking up their phone or even younger and just seeing like 100 notifications or like 100 people follow them. Like that's not good for the brain, You know, that's, you know what I mean? Like,
it's just like validating a part that they need love, and
exactly.
They
it's
just keep
filling a void. And I've posted, there's been times in the past where I've been posting to fill a void, and it's great. Right. But yeah.
Comes down to finding your why.
Your why. Why are you posting? Why? And I made a video on this actually, like on TikTok ages ago. It's like, I do two things before I post. It's like, why am I posting this? And what are they going to get out of it? Right. And I was fucking so young when I did that. I probably didn't even know what I was saying, you know, but like now it's like a real thing, you know. But
what, looking back at your 16-year-old self, and I can imagine there's a lot of 15, 16-year-olds that are in the same place that you was. What advice would you give to all these young men that are currently trying to figure out how to become a man and currently figuring out how to prepare to be the best possible version of a man they can be?
Find someone you look up to. Find a mentor. If they're close, if you're able to contact them, do so. But I feel like that's really what I lacked as a youth, is I idolized and pedestalized the wrong people. And yeah, I just think that's a big part, because they're young, you know, they don't really know what they want to do sometimes yet. But find a hobby, find a passion. And don't care what your mates think of it, you know, because I held back for so long because I was worried about what my mates would think of what I was going to do, right? And I feel like that's Australian. I don't know if it's just Australian culture or not, but I feel like male Aussie boy groups are just, are just fucking so judgmental, and like it's like a cage, right? And you step outside that cage, you dress differently, you talk differently, or you want to just be a little bit unique, and you'll get shit for it. And that's whether it's like banter or what. Like, I'm all for banter, but like at a young age, people can be very, very mean, and they're only getting meaner, right? And they're only getting more jealous and more. They're just, there's becoming less like respect for each other, I feel. And there was fuck all respect in the people I hung out in when I was younger, for sure. You know, so I just think, back to your question, find a mentor, someone you look up to, and follow whatever you want to do, even if it's the most weirdest thing. You know, don't worry about what your friends are going to think.
Yeah, because the ones that are going to support you will support you, and the ones that are supposed to fall away will fall away. And doing that and being courageous enough to put your true, authentic self out is actually going to help people show their true colours to you.
For sure.
And the ones that fall away, you, instead of crying about it, go, thank you.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah. It's like, good. Thank you for showing me who you are. Thank you for showing me that you're not part of this progression or journey. Thank you for what you've helped me get to for this point. But moving forwards, I'm calling in people that are going to support this and my uniqueness, because that's it. There's two, even in the UK, bro, it's the same. Young boys just so afraid of putting themselves out there because of what other people think, or they're trying to all just be in this group where you don't get bullied and you've got to conform to the way people are being.
Exactly.
And that's why I left the UK, because I just felt like I am not fitting in here. This does not feel right. I had to leave, and it took the roof off. It took me wanting to do things for other people, or not doing things because of other people. It gave me the freedom to just be who I came on this earth to be. So if you're in your hometown and you're feeling like you're hitting a roof, you probably fucking are. And you need to book a one-way flight.
Leave.
Get a one-way flight, because worst case, you know, if you save enough money, or you're in a fortunate enough situation where your family can rescue. Because I always had a safety net if I got stuck in a country, because I just book one-way flights usually. And just, if I was like, the worst case, I run out of money and I just, while I was young, I was like, I rely on my mum and dad. You know what I mean?
No, that's fine.
But I never had to. I never really had to. And I always found a way, even in these places. Sick. And get out of your comfort zone.
Get out of it. Get out.
Comfort is the biggest killer of growth.
It is.
And I think there's too many people in their comfort zones, and too many people not taking accountability for their shit.
For sure. Getting away with too much, man.
Like, how do we make men take more accountability for the shit? That's one thing I want to know.
Get them into mixed martial arts, mate. Seriously.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. And I'm not saying this from a biased perspective, because it's what I did. It will change the trajectory of males for the rest of, I reckon, forever. Seriously. No one's been held accountable, bro. Did you see my video on surfers? Yeah? Like 99% of surfers are fuckwits. I'll say it, right? And I love surfing and I love surfers, but it's true. And do you know how many people have come up to me about that video? A lot, okay? When I'm working security everywhere, right? I just, like, people want to have a go and like their ego comes up. And like a dude the other week, he was like, what did he say? Oh yeah, I'm a surfer. I stopped him in line because I had to hold the line. He's like, yeah, I'm a surfer. And I said, yeah, I can tell. And he goes, I just want to say like about your video, I'm going to fuck this up. But I remember he said, like, I think that like surfing is exactly like the gym, like the martial arts gym. And I said, really? Tell me how. He's like, because there's a hierarchy and there's a system. And I said, all right, go on. He said, and I said to him, I completely disagree with you. I said, I couldn't disagree with you more, because the hierarchy in a gym, the older belts, the higher up, they want to see the youngins progress, and they give tips and they want to see them grow, right? And how often do you see older surfers like calling people on the waves, like, you know, sharing knowledge out there and being friendly and you know, like, you know, being selfless, right? Very rarely. There are people out there. That's why I said 99%. But do you know what I'm trying to get at?
Yeah.
I'm trying to like articulate myself properly, but like...
Do you know what comes to my mind with that is how often do you see mentors and elders try and help youngers anyway in general, regardless of surfing, regardless of anything? How often do you see the older generations actually respecting the younger generations and trying to share knowledge and information to prepare them for what's to come?
This is the thing with martial arts, bro. Coaches are a very special type of people. And they are those type of people that do that, right? So do people in like the spiritual world. Like I've got a few spiritual mentors who are very tapped in and selfless. My mate Dave, who I met in rehab when I was 19, me and him just connected and we just clicked, and we've been like best mates since. And he's ended up sponsoring me for like the 12-step program. You know what the 12 steps is?
I have no idea. Tell me more.
It's like the 12 steps of addiction, right? But it's 12 steps of sobriety, right? But we've changed it because I don't really have an issue with substance and alcohol. We've done emotional sobriety, right? So it's just as we the same thing about the patterns, the behavioral patterns with the fighting and the life. So it's like emotional relapses are obviously different to substance abuse and alcohol relapses, but it's the same sort of thing, you know, lashing out and being, you know, but it's not saying can't be spontaneous and stuff. But anyway, I'm going on. I'm just yapping, but yeah, like there are older people that do give back, and I'm blessed to have them in my life and witness them give back to the youngins. And
I agree with martial arts as well, even for younger kids, to teach them how to not only defend themselves and how to use their bodies in a healthy way and how to get fit, how to connect with healthy men and healthy groups of ages, or from one age to the other age. You're not just all going to a school and you're all in the same class, same age. You're actually around boys to older boys to men that are actually all there to try and help you grow. Of course. Like you said in the past, you know, when you went to martial arts, it actually stopped you from fighting in the streets because you learned a new level of respect and discipline, and you know, you became a weapon that you just didn't want to use on the streets. It's like now I see the value of knowing this. And there's a saying that I heard: it's better to be a warrior in a garden than to be a garden in a war, because 100%. As a warrior, you're prepared, you're in your garden, you're peaceful, you know, you're ready, you could head kick someone if you needed to, but the last resort is violence. It's the same for me. It's I don't want to fight, but I'm going to try and learn how to protect myself and my family, and also to teach myself nervous system regulation, emotional regulation, how to be grounded and stable in most situations until I actually can deter the real fight or not. Because a lot of men are getting triggered to fight over stupid shit that they don't need to fight about.
Traffic and shit, like road rage.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that was such a big part of like growing for me, was like you can always tell someone by the way they drive. You know, and I can't talk because I've lost my license so many times, but I've never been a hoon, and I've never been someone that's speeding and cutting people off, right, and screaming at people. But there are people that you get in a car with and you're like, holy fuck, dude, who cares? Like, who cares? Like, it's, you know what I mean? You
like you were saying,
that shit.
Like you were saying before about, you know, a perspective on when you work with people with disabilities, you see their their issues and you see what they're going through, and it kind of makes you realize that you're a few minutes late for work, or you know, you're in traffic, or someone pulls out of you, instead of like actually losing your shit and thinking it's the end of the world. Remember that there's so much of a shit going on, but also taking a moment to remember that your shit is still valid and it's relevant in your own life. Whether someone's going through something worse, it's you still gotta, you know,
of course, feel it
as well for yourself. But it puts it into perspective, man. The more shit you go through and the more shit you see people go through, it makes you kind of not give as many shits about your own shit. A lot of shit's in there.
I like when people say they're going through shit. When they come to me and say they're going through shit, I say, good, because you're going through it. There's a key word there, through. You're not sitting in, you're going through. You will get through it, right? And I have so much evidence that you can get through shit. You will get through it. You know what I mean? If you don't fucking kill yourself, right? It's true.
Yeah, and it's to have the right tools in your brain bank to be able to navigate them tough times. And that's the thing that I think's missing with kids and with men, is the knowledge and education of how to deal with those.
They don't have a toolbox. They don't have a toolbox, you know?
So it comes back from learning from the elders and learning from mentors. And
I'm so blessed with my mate who's like, he's in his 40s, Dave from Rehab. He's created this like you, me, us thing, which is like a mental health, not foundation, but like it's a mental health space, right? And it's just basically pure lived experience, right? And he's helped me with my toolbox so much. Like I wouldn't be alive. He hates me giving him credit, but I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for him at these a few spots throughout my time, right? He's been there for me in some really dark places, but yeah, fuck, I forgot what I was going to say about it, but like, no, he's got, there's enough awareness around mental health now. There's enough awareness. We all know men's mental health. Yes, it's a massive crisis, but where is the action? There needs to be some sort of action. And that's what his business, you, me, us is, right? It's like taking action. It's like, all right, there's a behavior, you know, if you don't want to see a therapist and a psychologist, that's all right. Talk to someone who's been through fucking 30 years of meth addiction, you know, who's partied their whole life, you know, like that's where it's there's so much beauty in lived experience, because you sit and hold space and you understand. I get it. I've been there, you know, I know what it feels like to have people walk away from you and to come down off these benders and feel worthless, and you know what I mean? Like I get it. I know what it's like to try and take your life and be in this toxic cycle of, you know, substance abuse. I get, like, you know what I mean? And having people like just listen to you and be like, man, I get it, is like life-saving, you know?
Literally. It's cool, bro. There's passion behind it, and that might be the difference for the ones that don't make it through, is not having anyone to speak to, not having a light at the end of the tunnel, not having someone go, look, bro, I'm here for you, like, because it can be very lonely.
It can,
and it is. Life does get lonely. This path of self-improvement, self-consciousness, and trying to become the best version, and breaking old programs and breaking old belief systems, it's fucking lonely, bro. At times,
it's lonely and it's hard, and it's. Yeah.
But I saw someone say the other day, like, the path to be able to break this pain and this trauma and this generational programming, it takes one person from that to actually take the brunt of all that pain, to feel all of that pain, and it's fucking painful, bro. But if you don't do it, it continues, and it continues passing it down to each generation. And I think there's a lot more men I see now that are actually facing the generational trauma and the generational programming, that are holding this pain, but then also alchemizing it. So it's a beautiful thing to see. And I think for me, what I'm getting more recently is be around other men, be around other men's circles, and put myself, because I went through a phase of lone wolf where you go inwards and you're just in your own space.
Isolate.
Yeah, to actually shed your skins like we were talking about before. But now I'm at a point where I feel like I've shed about fucking 100 skins in the past few years, bro. Like I'm not the same person that I was 3 years ago, and what all these other people that knew me 3 years ago think I am. But now I'm at a point where I've shed enough skins. My vibrational energy is at a pretty stable point where I can now put myself out there with other men and share my experiences, but also be open to hearing everyone else's experiences. And this is why I like sitting down and having these conversations, because there's so much to learn and there's so much knowledge that it gets withheld in every person's experience. I want to extract it and I want to share it with the world, because why not? Where else are we getting our education from as men?
Yeah.
Where's our mentors? Where's our guides? Here.
Yeah.
And everyone else around you that's been through it, be curious enough to ask questions to your grandparents if they're still alive.
Yeah.
Be curious to ask your parents the tough questions, like, how do you feel, mum and dad, ask them how they feel, because most people are very unaware of how they feel. The emotional intelligence is pretty low. So I'm going to interview some really fucking spectrums of people and just get as much knowledge and information to share with the world.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And I appreciate you sharing all your stuff, and to have the courage to come on a show and speak about it for other men. Vulnerability helps other men feel safe to be vulnerable.
It's hard, man, because I feel like I'm stuck between like sharing and keeping things to myself. And there's a fine line, I'm going through this thing where like I don't need to share everything that I do in life with social media. And it's hard because social media, it's like programming us to do that, achievement share, loss share. Oh, maybe not so much the losses, but you know what I mean? Like, where's this, what's the word? Secrecy? Not secrecy,
just the filter of
privacy.
The privacy.
Yeah. But this is what we're doing right now, is like, this is going to help hopefully just one or two people, here in this chat. And it's funny because like I completely raw dogged this. Like I haven't really thought about anything that I was going to say. I sent you like a couple dot points about, some topics of discussion, but man, just working two nights in a row, massive day of training yesterday. Like I feel like I'm in my head a little bit because I'm like, oh fuck, I'm not saying the right things. I could have said that a bit better, but it's a thought. It comes and goes. You know what I mean?
Bro, I hear you, man. And this is the beauty of this space. Like the same for me. I've said it on every pod. Like before I interview or have a conversation with someone, I'm like, what are we going to speak about? I can research and I can watch videos, but I find the best conversations are these ones because it's from the heart, it's connected, it's human connection, it's something AI can't ever replicate. Yeah, I've got my notes, but it's all the stuff that comes naturally anyway, and I've not even looked at them once.
Look at them. Look, let's see.
It's all the stuff we've talked about anyway, and
it's mad.
Yeah, it's
beautiful, eh?
It's to be vulnerable and to have human connection in this world, I think, is something that is missing for a lot of men and a lot of boys. And I've had people reach out to me now, sending me messages as a man, going, the way that you ask these questions and are vulnerable, it helps me to then feel that way as well. Because I've spoke about it before, like I never felt safe to show that. I never felt safe to be vulnerable or to cry and to ask these questions. I've always been curious, but when you go through school and you ask questions and you get shut down, or when you ask your family questions, you're like, oh, just do this. It's like, okay. So now I get to be curious and I don't get told off for it.
It's mad. What a blessing, eh?
Yeah.
What a blessing. Yeah, it's beautiful, man.
So your next fight's on in September.
Yeah. It's aiming for September. Still looking for an opponent.
Yeah.
Take the right fights from now because I'm obviously coming off 2 losses. And as a professional, your record does matter if you want to make it. So sometimes you just got to be a bit smarter with your fight selection. I'm taking so many hard fights, man. My ego has been,
I'll do him.
Huh?
Yeah, I'll do him. Yeah, I'm ready.
And I still am like that, but like I'm smarter than that now, right? And I want to show it. So fighting in September, fight again in November if all goes to plan. You never know. My plan is to fight September, November, finish on 2 wins. That way I'll be in a positive record, and then fight another 4 times next year, and then make contender or road to contender series, Dana White contender series, beginning of 2028. Because these 2 losses set me back a year, realistically, and my coach told me that, and I was like, fuck, I didn't even realize. He's like, yeah, because you need to win this X amount of fights to qualify for these things. We're halfway through the year now.
Yeah.
It's unachievable. It's like nearly impossible to fight 8 times in this amount of time.
Mm.
And I was like, fuck, when you put it that way, like a whole year, I'm like, man, I want to go to Brazil. I want to go to South America. Like, I want to travel, man. I've got this like real like inner battle of like wanting to go travel and wanting to fight, you know? And obviously I'm just, the discipline in me is fighting, but like I'm not going to lie and say I don't want to go to South America and see another culture. Like I went to Peru earlier this year and I fell in love with just South America, bro. I really loved that experience. And I just want to see the world as well. I want to go surf. I want to go try different foods. I want to, you know, I want to do that as well as fight. But if I want to take my UFC career seriously, I'm going to have to,
It's that fine line of you know, you've planted the seeds and now they're growing, and it's trying not to try and get the fruits too early. Yeah. That's the problem with me, is like I see where I want to be and what I want to do, and I want to travel, and I want to be able to fly to see my family whenever I want. I want to be able to fly to Indonesia and interview amazing guests and all over the world, have conversations like this, but even bigger and even in more incredible spaces. And I see the vision, but getting there is like, my mind knows what I want, but to get there, sometimes you've just got to accept that it takes time. And that's one of the biggest challenges for me. And sounds like for you, you know, mate, you're like, I see where I want to be, but now I've been set back a year and I've got a fucking stepstone back up.
Grind, man. Yeah, I hear.
How do you deal with that? Just take a step back,
bro. It's just it's a hard reality to face, but it's like, if that's what I want to do, that's what I got to do. You know, it's simple. It's like I can't fight it. No pun intended. Yeah. I can't fight it. I have to just go with it and just take it one fight at a time. It's all I've ever done is take it one fight at a time. But now, it's weird. These last 2 fights have made me see the bigger picture and like, all right, I want to go all the way. But yeah, man, like, yeah, it's hard, bro. It's fucking hard.
See you in a few years in UFC.
Couple years,
who would you love to fight in the UFC if he was?
I've never even.
At what weight class?
Thought about that, but I'll tell you who I'd like to fight. Like, I love Marcio Rufi. Do you know him?
No.
Topuria.
Oh, yeah.
Volkanovski. Rafael Fiziev.
You're scrapper.
Yeah, Rafael Fiziev. You know him?
No.
Man, they're all my favorite fighters at the moment. Like, they're all strikers, but they're just, the way they move with fluidity and their fight IQ is just something I really idolize and want to be like, and I will. It's just, I'm just building, bro. Like, yeah.
So young, bro. 24. Like, I'm 34. 25. I'm 34. Yeah. And like to look at myself at 25 and where you're at right now at 25 is massive. Like, you're already doing a lot and you're trying a lot and you're putting yourself out on socials and you're a professional fighter, and taking these losses and feeling all of these pains that not many people do. Well, not everyone does. Yeah. As to the depths that you've been. So see you in a few years, man, to where you're at now. It's going to be incredible. For sure. You got the right mindset for it anyway.
I know. I saw this video yesterday, and to win fights, it's literally about position and mentality. And it's that simple. And it's like, me and my coach have spoken about it before, and he has a very similar concept. And it's like, fuck, it's just so simple.
Can you tell me more about that position and mentality? What do you...
the position you are in the fight, where you, like, your range. This is what I took from it, because it was a very short clip. But the position you are in the fight, whether you're in a close range that is advantageous to you, or at a range that is disadvantageous to you, right? So it's about where you put yourself. Are you risking there's obviously an element to risk in every fight, but are you going to be making uncalculated, silly risks, or are you going to be making calculated decisions that are going to win you the fight? Which one, right? So that's the first one, the position, okay? Also, mentality, right? It's a psychology. You can lose psychologically, for sure. You can give up in fights. I've given up in my amateur career a couple of times, right? And I had to live with those. And I just went, all right, I'm never letting that happen ever again.
Mid-fight, you just give up?
Mid-fight, yeah. I walked into these fights, bro, where I just didn't want to be there. And I just was taking the fights for the wrong reasons, man. Going through heartbreak, living on a couch, family moved away at the time, you know, lots of different external factors, and accepting those fights on 7 days notice and then fighting again 2 weeks later, they were for the wrong reasons. They were because I wanted to win, not because I wanted to fight. They were to fill a void, you know, and coming so close in both those fights and then losing because I just didn't want it. I didn't want it, bro. I didn't want it, you know, and now I want it. Like, I've wanted it for ages now, you know. I had this fight, the fight in Thailand was the one that really made me get the I really became a different version of myself there, entered flow state, and I was like, fuck yeah. You know, my opponent changed 3 times while I was getting my hands wrapped. 3 times. They kept on bringing in Russian dudes, Thais, right? Because the dude I rocked up to fight was way too small. So they had to, you know, scurry and find somebody, and then they pulled these Russian dudes in, and then they pulled this Thai guy who was way heavier than me, and I'm standing there, my coach is translating to me, and he's like, just go take 5 minutes and decide. Because they said no, the Russians didn't fight, but they were like, there was this Thai dude who was fucking huge. They were like, yeah, he's had 10 fights, but I reckon he'd had way more.
Yeah.
Anyway, I went into the bathroom and I had my hands wrapped, and I was looking at myself in the mirror. I'm like, mate, like, there's no way you can't do this now. Like, you can always fight tomorrow because there's fights on every night in Thailand. But no, like, you have to do this. Yeah, and I was shitting myself because this guy, I knew he'd had more than 10 fights, but I was just lying to myself.
Yeah.
Walked out, I said, yeah, let's do it. I didn't even know if this guy was a southpaw or what, but
no research.
No research, whatever. And I was literally walking into like the most like spiritual yet primal fucking situation of my life, not knowing. It was the complete unknown, because usually you have a fight and you know your opponent, you know kind of like the tendencies and stuff. But this, I had no clue. And it was my first fight in Thailand, and my first pro fight allowed with elbows as well. And I said to my coach before, I said, all I want to do is land one elbow. I just want to land one elbow, bro. I landed so many elbows in that fight, and I was winning the whole fight. See this pattern?
Yeah.
Winning. And then gassed out a little bit, and I just started just to bite down on my mouth guard and exchange in a elbow war with this Muay Thai fighter. And we're just going, bah, bah, elbow for elbow. And then I go like this, he goes like this too, but it was a millimeter's difference that cost me the fight. And we elbowed each other at the same time, but his technique was a little bit better. He pointed his elbow like this, where I was kind of like more flat, and I went into it, boom, split my lip, bang, on the floor, got up, and I felt my tongue go straight through my lip, and the ref called it off. And that was fucking ridiculous. But the flow of that fight, man, like, that lit something in me. You know, and same thing. I came off 2 losses in the amateurs, took a break from fight. I'm yapping now anyway. Came off 2 losses in the amateurs, booked a trip to Thailand, found love for it again. It's crazy shit. And yeah.
Good on you though, for like, because a lot of fighters would have probably, you know, gone, I'm not going to go out there and fight someone I don't know about, but to have the courage to go out there and
fighters fight, bro. Fighters fight.
That's true heart, really.
True heart. Mixed martial artist.
Mixed martial artist, yeah, I like that saying.
It's cool.
Yeah, what made your name give that title?
I don't know, I just heard of martial arts. No, this is what happened. Martial arts. That was because I do the support work, and like I train some of my participants on the pads, and I was like, martial arts. Martial arts, sweet. And then I was like, I got to change my name from what it was. It was the Zohan, which is silly. It was fucking from ages ago. So the mixed martial artist. That sounds good. I like it. Just went with it, bro.
Zac, the mixed martial artist O'Brien. Yeah. Fighting in the red corner.
That's it, brother.
In the blue corner is Dustin Poirier. Reckon you'd do him?
No, probably not.
Is he a different weight class to you?
Yeah, he's a weight class heavier.
I just fuck Dustin Poirier.
He's I love him.
Yeah.
I love him. Have you seen the latest stuff that's happened with him?
Oh yeah, he got arrested and all that stuff.
You should listen to that podcast, man.
Yeah.
You should. It talks a lot about like life after fighting and the struggles with it, and how he struggles with not having a goal. He's a burden to himself and a danger to himself if he doesn't have something to work towards. And
I think that, like, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. Like, this is, as a man, I feel you've got to always have something to work towards.
Seriously, bro. Even if it's fucking chopping down dead trees or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know why I just thought of that, but anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's it. I think, and I do feel like I've heard a lot of people talk about this. Why a lot of men do take their own lives is because of lack of purpose and belonging.
Yeah.
So for me, it was having a child. It gave me the biggest purpose I've ever had in my life. Before that, I was searching for it.
Yeah, right. Interesting.
I was searching for it through travel. I was searching for it through drinking and alcohol and whatever other ways that I've spoke about before. But yeah, it's having a purpose.
Whatever is disappointing you right now is actually pointing you in the right direction. And because you're sitting in this disappointment, you won't be able to see it right now. But further down the track, it will all make sense as to why it was disappointing at that time. You know what I mean? Like and that comes back to that throwaway saying of everything happens for a reason, you know?
Yeah, it's easy to look at in hindsight, and when you're going through it, and even for someone to hear that, it's sometimes all someone needs to hear is like, true. Like, life is going to throw fucking curveballs at me. Life is going to get tough. I am going to be disappointed sometimes. I am going to feel pain, but to know that it's a redirection and to fully trust and surrender to that, it is a redirection. I found myself doing that. Like, why is all these things happening? In the past would be to me,
but now it's for me.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. I love that.
I know, and I know it's cliche, and I know it's all like cringe sometimes, but it's fucking true.
It's so true.
Because for me, it's the only way to accept and to be comfortable in chaos is to accept and know that it's happening from a greater perspective. Call it God, call it energy, call it whatever you want to call it. It's a redirection of where you need to be, because sometimes we get stuck in our own monkey minds of thinking this is the best way, but the higher energies, the guides, the ancestors, God, Jesus, whoever you want to label it as, has a vision for you. And if you're not aligning with it and noticing these signs, eventually, bro, elbow to the chin, this is where you need to go.
For sure.
You need to get out of this comfort. You need to get out of this house. You need to get out of this relationship. You need to learn from this. So I feel like big things happen and they rock you out of where you're at. So you can then actually just shed something, realize something, move on to the next evolved version of yourself. And yeah, I was thinking about it the other day, like, why does it have to be so painful to evolve and grow? But it's the yin and the yang.
Of course. I hear you, man. It's well said.
I'm open to growing with comfort, though.
Yeah, I know, fucking oath. I know.
Where's the comfort growth? Is it possible?
Is it?
I don't think it is.
I don't think, like, I don't know. I'm just trying to think. I don't think it is, man. Because even like
through hardship,
like, I feel like the good times and the bad times need to, like, you got to learn things from both. You know, you got to learn how you are when things are going well. It's just as important to learn how you are when things are going not so well, right? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's true, because you can get so caught up on the euphoria and you get so elevated that the crash is just... Yeah, how do you deal with that then after, like, you know, because I can imagine after you've had a fucking fight and you've won and you're elevated and you're high, how hard's the crash? How do you, like, soften it?
It's really hard. Yeah, that's the thing. You just go on to the next. It's on to the next. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
far out. Knocking people out in the first round is beautiful. It is great. And I'm not saying that from a malicious perspective of wanting to hurt another person.
Yeah, I know.
But
that's the goal, isn't it?
Beauty of the violence, right? Winning up on the top of the cage, being the man. Great. It's beautiful. But it's never going to be a straight line from the top of that cage to when I'm on the top of the next cage or when I'm on the bottom of the next cage. You know, it's never a straight line. It's always like, you know, it's fucked. It's fucked. It's fucked, you know?
Yeah. It's trying to find the, not like feel the highs.
Don't get attached to it.
And feel the lows, but then also try and come back to the middle quicker. Yeah.
You got to. It's easier said than done. And,
do you think it's through, like, for me, it's through movement and through breath and through, you know,
definitely helps.
Getting another goal in place. Is that what works for you?
Definitely. Like, I can lose myself quite fast, quite significantly in between fight camps. And that's what I'm trying to work on, is not being like, so, like, just being a bit more like consistent, you know? So it's not just like real discipline, and then just like, fuck, do whatever, you know? And I'm not saying that from a party, not even just partying, like everything, you know? Like, I'm not claiming sobriety. Like, I still party here and there, like it's in me. I like it. I feel like I need to do it sometimes just to remind myself of why I don't do it, and that's not for everybody. I'm not giving any advice, but for me personally, like it's always going to be right now, I feel like that I'm going to enjoy myself. I can go out and enjoy myself and come home and, I can be hungover and I can be a bit scattered, but I'm the most high functioning hungover person you'll ever meet. I can get up and go surf and practice things and train and, I can. But
I think the difference is when people are doing that and it actually sabotages the whole life and the whole relationships and the work and the progression.
Listen, man, I've been through a lot.
Yeah.
I've got to this point where I'm like, obviously life is better sober.
Sometimes.
Huh?
Sometimes. This is what I'm like, because I went through a cold turkey phase, but now I'm realizing in moderation and self-control, sure. It's okay to drink and it's okay to have a joint as long as you're not letting it control your life and it control you.
Exactly, man.
And you're consciously making that decision.
Exactly. People can't make that choice. I'm working security right now 2 nights a week, and I feel like I'm an unpaid therapist for those 2 nights. The amount of people that come up to me and talk to me, which is beautiful. I love that they feel like they can. But by the end of the night, man, people ask me questions and I just lie and just say the answer that's going to be the less intriguing. Are you a fighter? No. I just can't be bothered. You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't fight.
Can't be asked getting into it.
But the people that come up and recognize me through my content and whatever and actually give me like proper compliments and tell me how much that my videos have helped them, that is the sweet spot. That is the why. That is a big reason for, and I forget about it so easily. I forget about like the impact that I've had on some people, and it happens quite a bit, bro. And I love it. Not from the ego part, but from the actually what I'm doing is helping someone else, and it's just like it's being in the nightlife it's challenging.
I bet, because you're like on this path of becoming an athlete and becoming disciplined, but then you see all these people that are going on nights out. When I look back at my nights out, I just see a lot of people wanting love and attention and wanting to just numb and drink, and obviously some people are there to dance and have fun and just have a good time with their friends, but I see a lot of broken individuals.
I do too, and I can just see it in the way they walk and the way they line up and the way they walk around with drinks and talk to people and the people that they're around.
And the conversations.
I can see it. I can hear it. And I'm like, yeah, you're in pain.
Yeah.
You are just completely disconnected from yourself. And I'm not demonizing going out and getting drunk. I'm not demonizing partying. Like, as I said, if you can control it, have some fun here and there. Have that type of fun here and there, But like, being in the same place every weekend, going through the same stuff, complaining about the same things in that same loop, having the same thoughts, right? Something's got to change, and I just want to be that. I want to be able to help people make that change, right? But I need to find me and be me so the world can have me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you got to fill your own cup, know who you are, and then lead by example.
Because I'm still in the process, man. I might seem like I have a lot of my shit together and stuff, but like, man, I'm still going through therapy. I'm still.
Oh, same, bro.
I'm 25, but I'm also like, yeah, I have periods of time where I'm really lost, and.
Mate, this fucking world is so confusing and like, do you know the stigma around, like, even when you say I'm still going through therapy, I think...
But I will go through therapy for the rest of
That's what I'm saying. And like, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think the term therapist to some people seems a bit like, oh, there's something wrong with me, but it's actually, it could be classed as...
There's something right with you.
That you're actually reaching out to someone to guide you.
There's something inside of you that is so fucking right that you've got to cherish and hold on to that and just go with that feeling that wants more for yourself, You have to. Whoever's listening, you have to, right?
Yeah.
I feel like finding the right... People are very deterred from therapy though, right? As you said, there's a stigma around it. But I relate therapy, I relate finding the right therapist with finding the right lover, right? It's like dating. Therapy is like dating. You might go through 10 or 20 till you find the right one. You might go through 5. You might meet the therapist of your life the first time. You don't know, but you won't know if you don't try, I went through so many, but I've seen therapists most of my life, had breaks, seen more, different phases of my life, and then finally found one that I just connected with, opposite sex. And yeah, it's amazing. It's so good. Like each time I chat with her, it's magical. You know, it hurts, but I love it because she tells me how it is. She does not people please. She definitely validates all feelings, but if to the best of her ability, she will, you know, pull me up on things that I didn't even know about myself. I didn't even see it, and I'm like, what? You know, inside relationships, outside relationships, being by myself, whatever. I'm like, wow, interesting. Interesting. And it's a shock to the ego, man. It's a shock to the ego.
No, I hear you, bro. And that was the biggest thing for me. Like, is as soon as I put out for a therapist, before that I was like, oh, these therapists just want your fucking money. Like, they don't really care about me. Like, they just want money. And eventually I got to a point where I needed a therapist, and I prayed for it, and it came, and it was the perfect therapist. And it, like you said, it helped me see a part of myself that I was blind towards. It helped me go to a place within myself that I'd never ventured to before. And the space was held in a safe yet grounded and honest place of like, you being a victim right now. Maybe like be aware of that, of how you're speaking about yourself. And it just makes you bring more awareness to yourself and your thoughts and your body, because you're not just your mind, and you're not just your body, and you're not just this energy. They all work together if you actually get out your brain for a moment.
For sure. It's hard.
How do you because I know you have ADHD.
ADHD, I call it. ADHD. ADHD, bro.
Why Z?
Just because my name's Zac.
Yeah,
and
true.
Also just because I'm
ADHD.
I've got my own type of, I'm just interested. My ADHD is quite, it's debilitating sometimes, bro.
When did you realize you had ADHD? Did you have it? Obviously, you had it as a kid as well, but you just didn't know.
But I just grown up, just a bit crazy, you know. And then like when sort of like a psychologist, whatever, when I was early high school. I was only in high school for 2 years, but I remember going through the process of getting ADHD meds and stuff, and fuck, man, it was life changing trying to at that age, but it also made me so depressed, bro. And I didn't give it another shot of trying new meds. Like, I was, as I said, going through this really bad part of my life, and I ended up just taking the medication for a little bit, and it helped me, but it also made me suicidal and really depressed. But I smashed schoolwork. Everything was great. I could focus, but I would want to die.
It was like a band-aid for you to get through school, but then
exactly. I lost my spark, and then instead of going and maybe trying out new things with the doctor and trying out new meds, I just started not taking it and taking it to school and selling it. Right, and sniffing it in the back of the class with my, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I just started selling my meds, and like, I remember when I was living with my old man, he'd make me take him. When I was living there, he'd make me take him in the morning before school, and I'd just put him behind my tongue and like pretend to take him to school, sell him, and then end up sniffing him with him in the back seat of the class. Like, it was just
kind of like you knowing that these meds aren't really fucking helping you, but not fully knowing because you're so young. And
so young, and
like, you know what? I innately know this, but I don't know this in my mind, so I'm just gonna make some money from this.
Of course, and making also like this thing in me always wanting to change the way I feel with food. You know, everything. You know, like there's that. I think that's just been something from such a young age. You know, changing the way I feel. You know, even if this pill isn't gonna make me feel good, it's gonna make me jittery or like feel like I'm fucking on coke, but
And you found there's a pattern of you wanting to change the way you feel.
Yeah, because I remember taking them, you know, and not really not aligning with me, you know, and my friends and everyone knew that I was on them, and my dad said the same thing, that he was taking them, and it made him really, really depressed as well, and he stopped taking them. But
do you think they're giving kids these medications to band-aid solution it, but it's actually really fucking them up mentally and long term?
Look, this is such a
because I do, bro.
This is such a touchy subject because I can see both sides to it, right? But I feel like that ADHD isn't a disease, and I believe that you're not born with it. It is developed, right? You know Gabor Mate?
Yeah.
He has this like philosophy of ADHD, and it's like, all right, if you put a child in a stressful environment where he doesn't want to be, but he is so young he can't move, he's going to go away. right? So depending on the situation and how severe it is, that is what ADHD is, right? In a way, you know, and it's like, I'm probably going to get fucked on social media for this, but mate, I couldn't agree more with his perspective and philosophy on ADHD. He's got a really good podcast with JB Copeland, and they speak about it in depth. And yeah, man, like I think maybe it's not with JB, maybe it's with another person.
How could you get? It's funny that you say that you get fucked for saying this, but you live with it and you've heard it, and
mate, literally, like I live with people with ADHD, right? And I've lived with other addicts and stuff, and they've said to me, like, and it's really hard for me to hear this, but they've said, "You are the most ADHD cunt I've ever met," and I'm like, fuck, like this is so hard to hear because I look at him and I'm like, you are the most ADHD cunt I've ever met, like you're fucked, you know? But like we have such fun chats. Like I love the people I live with, you know, they're beautiful people, but like I know that they see the way I live and they think that I'm like, you know, a bit not there, but like I just feel like as I said, as I said in one of my videos, it's a superpower, but it's also a super problem if not managed correctly. And I've tried meds, and I'm not saying I'm not going to try them again. Like I'm actually going to go and try some more, right? Just try for some days that I really need it because I've always had this some chickens. It's mad. I've always had this thing of wanting to achieve what I felt on medication naturally and organically. And it just takes a lot of meditation, a lot of breath work, a lot of going within to get to that, you know? Like
just trying to find something that can help you get there without the actual
I don't
big crash.
I don't want to take an extra pill to make myself feel, I don't want to take anything else. I've taken enough shit in my life. I don't want to take a pill to rely on a pill every day.
Have you ever tried more
mushrooms?
I was thinking more psychedelics or more natural substances.
I love mushrooms, man.
Are they good for you in your even microdosing?
Yeah, I've tried microdosed and then led to macrodosing.
Well, yeah,
I love it. Bro.
You got to try the extremities.
I love it, man. I love mushrooms. So I'm putting this out there right now. If anyone wants to jump on board and help me out with psychedelics, and I'll be not a lab rat, but I'll be a mushroom, you know, test.
I know the guy that I met who's my mentor. He's now jumping into, you know, mushroom therapy and there's even MDMA therapy.
Heard about this.
you take it in a space which is actually of medicinal use and with guidance from people that know how to navigate.
I love MD. I'm not gonna lie, but that was the drug I abused from 14. Abused every weekend, and I feel like I think one of my psychologists told me I had a serotonin something to do with my serotonin because I was taking them when I was so young on antidepressants as well, and it fucked me completely. Right?
I can imagine.
I did MDMA every weekend for 2 years from Friday till Sunday, no sleep. And that was the crowd I hung around. And do you know what that would have done to my brain, man? No wonder why I feel shit sometimes, you know, like really bad. But like, it's like thinking about the damage I did, it makes me feel sick. I think it's, I hear what you're saying because you've experienced them euphoric highs. When you're back to normal life where you're just in nature, sometimes it can feel numb. For me, it did anyway. I was like, didn't see the beauty in anything. I was like, the only way I felt good was up there with MD. And yeah, it took me a long time of feeling numb and not really wanting to connect with anyone and with nature. And man, I hear you, bro. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
just out here, I told you, it feels like I've just closed every fucking tab on my desktop. Junk mail's deleted. Chickens are over there. Black coffee. Trees have fallen on us.
Wim
Hofing and cold plunging, brother. This is the life. This is what life should be. And surfing and yoga.
Yeah.
And loving. You know, I feel like I'm definitely put on this. Another purpose of mine is to definitely be a lover, bro. To love somebody and to be loved, for sure, and start a family. Like that's definitely one of the things that I believe I'm on this earth to do. I don't know where that came from. It just came out of nowhere. We're talking about Wim Hof and shit.
No, that's part of it, though, isn't it?
See what I mean? I just go.
It's purpose, bro. But I see that's like me. We have like I've thought, have I got ADHD? I've never been tested. I don't have a clue. But sometimes my partner says you could have.
I think everyone has it to some degree, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Not to take it away from people who actually do. You know, it's weird.
No. Yeah, like I'm sitting here, like I'm raw dogging life without medication. Like I can speak on ADHD. To the best of my ability from my own experience. Some people have ADHD and have different tendencies. Like I'm not a fucking expert at it, but all I know is that like I deal with like the burnout. I deal with the decision paralysis. I deal with the, just nearly all of it, bro. The lack of dopamine,
I fully resonate with you though.
Fucked.
Like when I sit and have a conversation with you like this, I don't see you and go, "Oh, you've got ADHD."
Yeah,
I honestly feel like this is a genuine conversation. And you say sometimes I'm going off, and I don't think you are.
No, really? Yeah.
I really just think you're speaking from the heart, and you're speaking energetically. And I think there's this stigma of how much you should speak. And
yeah, look, I
see normal people, and I think they're fucking need help. Like the majority of people, I feel very different to most people that I meet, and some of the conversations that I hear people have, I'm like, that's not interesting to me most of the time.
It's just I can't deal with small talk, man.
No,
that's why I tell you. That's what I said before. Like people ask me if I fight, depending on the mood I'm in, I'll say no.
Yeah,
I don't want to have that conversation. Beautiful, great, I love it, but
protecting your energy, bro.
I'm protecting my energy. That is beautiful. And with the job that I'm in right now, it's not going to be forever. But I'm seeing it as I'm getting paid to practice patience as a security guard.
How did it make you feel leading up to a podcast, compared to the feeling of leading up to a fight?
Bro, good question. Like, I feel like, because I've actually been asked to go on a fair few podcasts, right? And I've just like said, yeah, one day, soon. But like, I feel like watching your content and like just seeing that you were just organic and I like your vibe, I wasn't really too fast. As I said, like I was like, I raw dogged it. I was like, yeah, I trust this guy. I've never met him before. We've been in touch. You're a mate of Brett's. I'm like, mate of Brett's is a mate of mine. And yeah, I just trusted you, and I just was like, yeah, mad, like this will be good, so I didn't really overthink it at all. And I was like, it felt comfortable in a way. Yeah. Obviously there's a little bit of discomfort, coming into meeting a stranger, but this is the thing, you just let it go. You just let it go and trust the process and surrender.
Yeah.
But
it's where the magic is, bro.
I will say this. So I was a bit nervous because I have had fuck all sleep both nights, and I'm like, I'm not going to be in touch with myself as much. I'm not going to be speaking from the heart, but nah, bro, this is great,
Yeah.
There's always going to be fucking excuses and shit going on. Life can't be perfect. That's what I always say about fasting. There's never going to be the perfect time to fast in life. There's always going to be something that you got to eat for or something. It's just about making the decision to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Life will not stop.
And I have the same thoughts, like I was telling you, of all these, of what to speak about. It's the same every time. Is my camera's rolling? Is the audio recording? Have I got enough storage? And it's being aware of them thoughts, but still doing it anyway. It's like when you wake up to go for a run, or when you want to go to train, and you part of your brain's like, I just want to stay in bed. But it's actually just being aware of that and going, nope.
Yeah,
I'm going to do this, and continuing to push and meet your edge and be vulnerable. Like this kind of shit, like me and you have never met, but do you know what? I've made some really fucking good friends just from the people that I've had on the show, because of it's a vulnerability and it's a connection which you don't always get in everyday life, because people are too scared to open up and be vulnerable.
I know. It's an ego thing as well, man. It's an ego thing, letting go of the ego. And just speaking your truth, bro. It's easier said than done, but the more I do it, the easier it is,
I was speaking on this the other day, speaking your truth, but from a place of love and integrity and authenticity, not speaking your truth to force and to be egotistical, but deliver a message and deliver your truth with love. And
that's a good point. This is a good point, because it's always been for me, follow my journey, this is my message. But then like with the things that have happened in my life, it's forced me to go inward and be like, well, what actually is my journey? What is my message? You know, like it's always been follow my journey, follow this, do this. Like, yeah, this is me, blah, blah, blah. But what actually is, who is it behind all this? What is my journey? What's my message? You know? And I'm still figuring it out, bro. You know, I can't even give you an answer. Like my life is my life is my message, you know, my lived experience, what I'm doing every day, trying to be the best version of myself, like that end goal of having a farm with family and surfing and traveling the world and helping the youth, you know, coaching eventually, you know. I'm not in a position to coach anybody. I love coaching, but I'm not in a position to coach. And
I disagree, bro. I disagree.
I'm talking really?
I think with what you know, there's always someone a few steps behind you.
I'm talking about every coaching though, you know, like even martial arts.
You could coach me martial arts. I don't know.
I do coach, but I'm talking about like a high-end coaching, like a fighter. Okay. You know, like I could do a lot, but I can't give them my all right now. As a fighter, you know, I'm that selfish. My goal is fighting.
Yeah,
I can't coach. Like I do coaching, I do personal training.
What you're saying, yeah.
You know what I mean? But like to devote myself to coaching it takes a very special person. I've fought under some really beautiful coaches in the past, and I've fought under some really bad ones as well. And I've seen both sides to it. And man, I've learned so much. And one day I'll be able to share my experiences. But yeah, I will be a really good coach one day. For sure.
All these experiences are leading you to that, and yeah. But even with, you know, the way I took it is like you couldn't coach. I get it now. You've got your own journey to go on. But even for people that are scared of starting something or teaching someone something or sharing knowledge of something, you're always a few steps ahead of someone that could use your advice.
This is true. So many people ask me about content and what they should post, and man, I'm like, I'm still figuring it out myself. Like, these people come up to me in like public and have these beautiful conversations, and I love it. I walk away from it feeling this is I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, right? But I tell them, like, I'm like, fuck, I don't know. Just start. I don't know. Just go. Like, I just post myself, and that's it, you know. And
that's all you need to do is post your authentic self.
Exactly. And that's the best compliment I can get is like when people say to me, you're exactly as like you are on Instagram. Like you're just, you know, you literally that person. Like there's no performance. Like I do have had a performance in the past, you know, there's been a big performance, but like I'm my genuine self on there. I'm not putting on this show for social media. Like it's literally me, and that's the best feeling, knowing that like people say, I feel like I already know you, and like that's a weird thing to hear, but like
I've been following you for a while.
It's a fucking weird thing to hear, but it's like, did you enjoy your burger yesterday? I ask people, I'm like, how the fuck did you know that? They're like, you posted about it. I'm like, oh fuck.
You like forget that people that actually,
and then I go off to them, I fucking hate social media.
You got 20,000 people watching your every move, bro.
Fuck, man.
It's interesting, isn't it? This world of social media, of just like. Yeah, and I think the biggest leverage point anyone's got is their uniqueness and their authentic self. Stop trying to be someone else. Start posting, even if it's cringy, even if your video looks shit, even if you sound like a fucking idiot. Post and face that cringe. Yeah. Watch it back. Feel the cringe and be sick inside.
Right.
You know,
I might create a course on how to cringe.
Yeah,
you know,
how to cringe. It's the best
because it's hard, bro. I had people last night pulling up my Instagram and watching they were like, obviously Instagram, they pulled it up and they were making fun of me in front, like they were cringing at me at my videos in front of me, and like they were drunk, so I didn't really worry about it, and they were girls, but they were cringing, and I didn't give a fuck, you know. I just thought, it doesn't matter, but like it's it happens a lot.
They had to do that for them to you,
and also like I've had people mimicking me before, and I hadn't realized they were mimicking me until after, and I've fucking gone back through the place and tried to find them, and I'm like, I gotta let that go. But taking the piss out of me, and that's like something I've really had to let go of, is just people like putting me on show and taking advantage of me, man. It's something I've really struggled with. Like I've had a lot of people, I told you, that like I idolized and trusted, rob me and take me for granted and take me for a ride financially, and you know, like take my kindness for weakness. And I've had to let go of a lot of money and a lot of relationships of what I thought were true and authentic. And I guess that's why I have this like I guess that's just why who I am. That's why I am who I am right now, because of all that, you know, and some things I can say, some things I can't, but bro, it's a fucking beautiful, beautiful journey, man, because I can't wait till it all comes back to me tenfold.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah, and it shows those people that are, you know, I want to touch back on that, the people that can literally try and take the piss out of you to your face. It just shows where they're at in their life. The fact that they have to try and pull you down for being you and for being truthful and just to speak your bravery and your authenticity on a video, for them to go, they're out. Was it when they was on a night out? They were pissed out their heads.
A few, and guys as well.
Yeah. Do you think they're just doing it because they feel
I can tell that they're around chicks as well, and they're trying to, you know,
like, cool.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, like, it takes a lot of patience not to slap some people. I'm gonna be honest, man. Like,
I bet.
So fuck's sake, some people need a slap. Don't clip.
No,
I don't give a fuck. Some people need a slap.
I agree.
And I will say that, fucking hand on my heart. Some people need a backhand, and I can tell the people that didn't get slapped when they were younger. I can tell. Do you know what I mean?
I think
they needed a fucking wooden spoon to the back and the bum. Man, sorry, I'm telling you.
It's an interesting topic because I don't agree with hitting your kids, but there's a time in my life where I was a little shit. Right, I didn't know the consequences of stuff, and some big dude slapped the fucking shit out of me, knocked me out, and it changed the trajectory of my youth. Of course, I was 15 years old. Thinking I was a King Kong on the street, and then this big guy just fucking boom KO'd me, and then ever since then I'm like,
for sure,
I'm not gonna be cheeky to this person. So I don't think violence is the answer, but I do think sometimes it has to be the answer.
Violence is not the answer, but it can teach you something. It can teach you something.
Like again, I would never hit my child, and I don't agree with that. But I do think there is certain people that get away with too much. There's lack of consequence in this world. Like, if some men got a good little backhand,
mate,
they'd question it.
I'm hearing you. Surfing, you know? Seriously.
Like, I feel weird even saying that on...
I know, it feels weird, but mate, it feels weird because you see...
Can't hit anyone.
Huh? Yeah, fuck, man.
Some men need a good slap.
Some men need a good backhand or a fucking forehand, or even just a broken nose sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't...
Just to wake them up a bit.
Just to wake them up, you know? And yeah, like, I've had... Yeah, man, only cause I say that because I was that young kid that thought he could do anything, and then I just got humbled, you know, through street fights. I got humbled, man. I got knocked out. I remember... I could go on for so many stories, bro.
Tell me one.
Do you want to hear one?
Yeah.
I'll tell you one story. This wasn't the one that just came to my brain, though. I'll tell you this other one, which is a bit more interesting.
Okay.
When we were younger, I had this like beef with these eshays, right? These older lads, okay? And I was always a little bit of a smart ass to them. Anyway, one night I was coming home from a party in Avalon, and I was at the Mona Vale bus stop by myself, sitting down, and I see a group of guys walking across the road, and I'm like, oh fuck. And then I see who it is, and I'm like, oh, this is that guy. I'm not going to say his name. And I'm like, oh. And this is that other guy. I'm like, oh my fucking God. Anyway, they come over to me. They see it was me, and they huddle around me. They're like a semicircle while I'm sitting on the bus stop. One of these older dudes comes up to me and he says, stand up. And I stood up and boom, he cracked me. Fell back onto the chair. And I got up and I was like, oh, what the fuck? And they were like, 1 ounce. The words they said was 1 ounce, which means 1-on-1. This other dude who I had like beef with, they're like 1 ounce him, and we'll leave you alone. So they've circled around me, all of them, and I've just gone fists up. Like I always was in fights, but I hadn't learned anything. Like I hadn't been in the gym yet.
Yeah.
15. So fists up, we're in the middle of Pittwater Road, about to have a scrap, and then I've just gone bang, bang, 1, 2, knocked him out onto the floor. Jumped on, like, just went full monkey mode, jumped on top of him and started punching his head into the ground, right? Shouldn't have done that. And then the last punch, I remember turning it from a punch to a hammer fist, missing his head, breaking my hand on the ground, and then I looked to my right, and the last thing I remember was, bro, I woke up behind Mona Vale bus stop, with my ass in the air, my face in the ground, broken hand, bloodied face. They dragged me behind there.
Left to dead.
I'd woken up, And I'm like, what the fuck? I've walked back around to the bus stop and they're all still there and they're all like having a beer and they're like, oh, here's a beer. You did well. You got respect and shit. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, you can proper fight. And I remember just being so young, broken hand, phone was dead. There was a bus that came, and I jumped, run and flagged down this bus. I go, please. It was a not in service bus. I go, please. Stop the bus. I go, please take me to the hospital. Please take me to the hospital. Luckily, the hospital was around the corner, Mona Vale Hospital. The bus driver took me there at 2 a.m. I went in. I wasn't living at home, so I called the person whose house I was staying in. I'm like, can you please pick me up? Couldn't pick me up, so I ended up just having to get a cab home after taking a fuckload of painkillers. Young. That was a horrible time, bro.
That sounds wild.
That was fucked, man. Yeah, and there was more like...
It's crazy that you had a fight and then had a beer with him after it.
I know, crazy, man.
So sometimes having a straightener is the answer.
It's funny, eh?
Oh, man.
But no, there's plenty of those stories, bro. But like...
It's horrible, man. Horrible. Like the fact that they just threw you behind the bus stop to dead, do you know what I mean?
You know that dude that knocked me out, that punched me initially, went to jail the next week for king hitting somebody.
Scumbag.
You know, I'm just lucky that I didn't, you know? It's just crazy, bro. But
yeah.
I love that. I love retelling that shit because it makes me like, you know, like realize like how I don't know. I don't even know what I was going to say then.
Just how fortunate you was to not go to prison, how not to die. You know, you could have hit your head, been disabled. You could have hit his head. He could have died. You could have been stabbed. There's so many things that could have gone wrong.
Yeah, just done.
And the fact that you're here today and you've come out of that trench of like, you know, you could see which way your life was going to go, which would probably be prison and fighting and drugs.
It was going to be bad, man. It was going to be bad. Some of my best mates today went to jail for a while, you know, and yeah, I'm just really grateful that I have them in my life now, and I went that way, you know.
Yeah, interesting how that happened, hey.
Interesting.
Martial arts, hey.
Martial arts.
That's when you realise you could
my higher
punch.
power as well, you know, my higher power. Like they learnt lessons that I haven't learnt and I've learnt lessons that they haven't learnt. So neither is right or wrong. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah. Life, eh?
Life, bro.
It's a very intricate and confusing journey, but yeah. Fuck. Just to be here and to continue to strive and have the vision, I think, is the ultimate of all of this, is having the vision of the farm, having the vision of being able to travel and having the vision of being a coach. I think that is what is going to bring what you want, because you've got the vision and now you're actually taking steps to get there, and the universe will reward people that have a really good vision and actually are doing something about it. You know, you can have the vision and go, I'm calling it in, I'm ready to receive, and it's just sitting in your house all day. You're not going to get it. But if you actually waking up, facing your shit, meeting your edges, keeping going, feeling the feelings, riding the waves,
for sure,
eventually it will happen.
For sure.
Bro. I appreciate you being here, bro, and I appreciate you sharing your energy and your time. And
I could talk to you forever, eh? We did talk for a while.
That's cool, bro.
It's good.
What if there was anything that's on your mind that you could share right now, what would it be?
I always struggle with these types of questions.
Two on the spot.
You know, not even on the spot, but it's just such a there's so much I want to say. One thing.
To anyone listening, or to a younger version of yourself?
To anyone listening right now, I said this before, but just whatever may seem disappointing right now is pointing you. I don't know where, you don't know where, but it's pointing. And just trust the process, surrender, and just keep going. You'll know deep down, people know deep down what's right and what's wrong, but they choose to continue, right? So follow your heart, your passion, regardless of what your mate group's going to think, what this person's going to think, right? Because I feel like the world there's so many people in this world that have so much potential, but they're holding back. Because I was one of them, you know, and same thing. I wish I started sooner. But no, start now. This is your sign to start right now. Meet your fucking cringe. Yeah, be your cringe. Be your cringe. Be your cringe. You got to feel the cringe. Bro. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's good,
just
cunt.
feel
I do
it,
the
eh?
weirdest shit, bro.
It's good, man.
I love it, but like that's not even like my weird is a different type of weird, man. Like it's funny. I laugh at myself a lot.
Got to, man.
I laugh at myself.
Like me here, like I've got a lot of weird to me as well. Me here on this, it's still me, and it's still a way that I am on podcast.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I've just got there's many different versions of me, and I'm sure there is of you. And
Yeah.
but it's coming from the authentic place, from the heart, and from you. So be you. But I think as long as your values and your belief systems are in place, you can be who you want to be. As long as you're not hurting anyone, and as long as you can be accountable for your
Exactly.
actions, as long as you can,
Just make the world a better place. Make the world a better place. Go give a homeless man $20 and not post it on Instagram. Go do that shit, you know? I do that weird, like not weird, but like I do that stuff, you know, not because I want anyone to see it, but because I know that giving, I feel good when I give. I feel good when I give, bro. You know?
Yeah. More giving in the world. We could all give just a little bit more each day to somebody else. It doesn't even have to be money. It can be energy. It can be a compliment. It can be a conversation with a homeless person. You can just look them in the eyes and go, "You all right?" You know, have a chat with someone.
I've always been scared to do this thing that I've wanted to do for so long. Seeing someone battling cancer out in public, I always have wanted to go up and just say, I'm so, I don't know you, but I'm so proud of you. And you're fighting a battle that I couldn't fight, that this person couldn't fight. So props to you. You were the real fighter, you know? I've always wanted to do that, but I've always been hesitant to go and interrupt their space, you know?
Yeah, interrupt more people's space more, I think, as well. I think the world's got too comfortable, and I think everyone's just in their own fucking bubbles now, and there's no, like, you see someone doing something wrong and you don't say anything.
Man, dating is like this. Dating is fucking hard. Like, you get looked at as weird if you go up and approach someone. Most of the time.
Yeah, because there's this stigma behind men of how they approach women these days.
Yeah. It's horrible, man. I'm a go-getter, you know? If I see something and I'm attracted to someone, I will go up and speak to them, you know?
It all depends on the context
within reason,
as well.
Within reason, you know? Like, within reason, but like there's some people that you're just like, fucking hell. You know what I mean? I can't let that go.
Stay away from my daughter.
Yeah.
There's some men that are just broken, damaged boys that are just trying to get women. And I think even for the older generations now in this world, like the socialization aspect of dating has gone out the fucking window. Like most people are online now, and the connective energy of humans is kind of, it's weird, bro. It's hard. I'm so grateful I found someone, but the only reason I found someone was just by putting myself out in the world and not hyper focusing on it, and being happy with myself and finding my own flow, and then eventually the right woman falls into your sight, and you attract the energy you emit. So if you don't love yourself and you're being, you know, doing shit that you don't like, or you've still not worked on any pains or traumas, you're going to attract them kind of women in your life to show you what you need to work on, whether it's an attachment to your mother or whether it's a habit that you've not dealt with. And until you deal with that, you'll keep attracting the same woman into your life, and it'll keep happening until you actually fucking know why it's happening and actually take a look at it and go, maybe I'm relying on love from someone else before I actually love myself.
Yeah, man, it's
oh, it's so deep, innit? There's so many things to think about.
It's so hard. Heartbreak, heartmake. I call it heartmake.
Yeah.
You know?
You've experienced heartbreak recently?
Yeah. Yeah, I have. But, I'm trying to word this right. Making the decision to leave is nearly as hard as having the decision be made against you. I think it's harder, right? But you just know, you know? And it's hard because you can love somebody, but not be in love with them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, all my relationships have taught me something different about myself, something I need to work on, and I'm grateful for everybody, all of them. And as I said before, I'm meant to be on this earth to love and to be loved, you know? I really do. Like, it's such a beautiful feeling and thing to be with somebody that you believe is the one. What that does to a man is like, I hope that all men get to experience it, you know? Because, there's been times where I've been at my happiest alongside somebody, you know, doing the things that I love, and sharing life with someone is beautiful, but it's the best. It's such a good feeling. Like, I don't want to say it's the best feeling because I have so much joy and fun with myself, doing things myself. You know, I'm about to go into Byron and spend the day in Byron by myself, go surfing and take myself op shopping and have a palmy. Bro, I love doing that stuff, but like, I could cry right now because I just love being in love, bro.
It's beautiful, bro.
Like, I'm a fighter, bro, but I'm a lover. I'm more of a lover than a fighter. Like, having the right girl is a beautiful goal, you know, and feeling and seeing you happy with your family. It's like, fuck, having your little daughter run out. It's like, touches me a little bit, you know, and seeing your beautiful partner kiss you and like wish you the best out here and support you and take care of your daughter while you get to go do your thing. Like, fuck, man, like that is priceless.
Honestly,
like you can't. Like, I envy that, you know, like, and that's just made me realize, like, even if that's all I get out of today, not that I wanted to get anything out of today, but if that's what I wanted to, if that's something I walk away with today, just seeing the farm and not the farm, but like,
yeah, it's a vibe.
Your property with your beautiful family and how peaceful and serene it is, then I'm so happy. I just tapped into my heart space, and it was really weird. I never felt that before, this whole time, but I love it.
We got there.
It only took 2.5 hours.
I do feel like you've been tapping into your heart, but I feel like this is the next layer. You know, for me, finding a woman that I've got is the best thing that's ever happened to me, because it's to have a woman that believes in you, sees you, and stands by you even through the shit of when you're a boy transverting into a man. You know, that process of being a boy to becoming a man is a messy journey, and to find a woman that's willing to stick by your side through all of the shit of you growing and evolving and want the best for me.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Like, she literally wants the best for me, and she sees me with this podcast, and she was the one who put me onto the podcast because she obviously knows me well and sees my communication, and she's like, this. And I went all in, and she's always supported me with my decisions, whether they've been good ones or bad ones. And to have this relationship with her has taken so much time and so much consistency and so much pain. Like, we've had to go through the lowest of the lows together, where we're both in the trenches and we're both like trying to understand each other, because she's from the opposite side of the world, and she's a different energy field to me, and she's a completely different, you call it all these star signs and all this stuff, but her way of communicating is different to mine. Her interests are different to mine, but our values remain the same, which is peace and love and family and building to something bigger than ourselves. So yeah, I think it's super, super valuable for a man to have a strong and supportive woman on the side, because they can either make you or they can fucking break you down and ruin you. So it's knowing if you're seeing progression in your relationship, knowing if your other half is willing to communicate and willing to sit down and be vulnerable.
This thing, man, I'm not going to talk too much about my personal stuff, but when communication isn't there and trust is broken more than once, like it's over. That's it.
If you're not willing to face the shit when shit happens, it's going to break down. Yeah. And that's the biggest key thing with any relationship is communication, but also creating the space to communicate.
Of course. Like
the safe space even. Because for me as well, it's been a learning journey to be able to, you know, when you go, and you've got all these goals and you want to keep moving, but then actually to go, tonight's our night, and I need to do better at it still. It's to sit down and go, let's just have a chat, you know, let your partner feel safe to cry and just listen.
I feel like the biggest mistake I see is, and what I hear from people coming and talking to me about stuff, is they stop dating. And it's easily, like, they're in a relationship, but they stop dating. Which is so easily done. I've done it in past relationships. Just get comfortable. Stop doing, you know, and like, I made the conscious decision in my last relationship to not be like, to really make an effort to to spoil like occasions, you know, like leave nice little love letters on the car and like random flower, not just flowers, but just like you can buy flowers all you fucking want, but like it's the other thing, you know? It's the
smaller.
Do you know what I mean? Like
it's romantic.
Just being a bit of romantic, soft.
Yeah, we've lost that. I've never been taught that either, so it's been a learning.
I'm learning, bro. I didn't have that with my first or second relationship, you know? Like it's taken me 3 relationships to get there, and I'm still young, you know, but I just love that element to it, you know. I love, and I just, yeah, bro, fuck. I gotta just trust the process, man. The right one will come. And I feel like as well, I'm talking about this now quickly before we go, we're just yapping, but I feel like maybe my social media, I don't like giving out my social media when people, like if a girl asks me for it, I'd rather give my number, because although I'm authentic on there, I don't want them to perceive me as this influencer and this, you know, because people say that, oh, you're an influencer, we don't like them, you know, and
stigma behind that word.
It's like fuck off. Sorry, it's like fuck off. Like, that's such a. I don't even want to talk to you. Like, I don't even want to waste my breath on you. Walk away from me.
Yeah.
Simple. Like, if that's your outlook on what you see when you see that number on a screen and that profile, like, then fuck off.
Yeah.
Just fuck off. Do yourself a favor and don't waste my
time. I love that, because too many people would try and explain themselves and go, no, but not all influencers are bad.
And I've caught myself a lot going to explain myself and go, oh, what am I doing? I don't even know this person.
Cares?
Fuck off.
Yeah.
No.
And these are the tests that come in of a human form, is how comfortable and confident are you in yourself to just go, not my person.
And catch yourself.
Yeah.
Catch yourself going, like, trying to be like, hold on.
No.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
You're not going to please everyone. There's going to be people that you're going to trigger. There's going to be people that don't like you. Cool.
I've got a lot of people that don't like me.
Cool, man. It means you're spreading,
and they're hidden. They're hidden as well. They hide.
Yeah.
And I've got people very close to me, bro. Very close to me.
Daggering you in the back.
That don't like me and want you
to fail, probably.
They do, and I've heard about it, and I know.
Yeah, there's always going to be people that you probably know that you're closest to that the worst for it.
And I feel like that's such a big part of making this step from like just progressing as an adult and a sportsman and an athlete, is like knowing that people are betting against you, that know you, and you know, and like getting evidence of that, because you always hear like, oh, people like your close ones are the ones that fucking want you to fail the most, but like I never really believed it until I started getting evidence, and then that's when I was like, wow, this world is fucked.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think people do that you're closest with, and that, you know, that you think that would support you? Because I've had the experience as well where you're like, oh, you know, just
jealousy, bro. Jealousy. Whether you think you're someone to be jealous of or not, like, I feel like jealousy is a big part of it, and also just like, evil. Some people are very evil.
Odd.
Like there's something about you that disturbs them, that they don't want you to go well, you know? There's something you're doing, and like the energy you put off doesn't disrupt them. Then they're going to start talking to people, and man, like I've lost friends for years because of someone said something to someone that they told my mate. And then that person believed that thing, and we didn't speak for years. And then recently, you know, and then we've made amends, and they've apologized, and they realized that nothing was ever said. Like, you know what I mean? And like
Chinese whispers is dangerous.
Chinese fucking whispers, man. And
I had it as well. Where I put that, when I was telling you about that message I put out about traumas and stuff. They perceived my message in a way that was an attack on them, but it actually wasn't. It was just me talking about, I have traumas from my childhood.
Yeah. My mate says this really good quote. It's like, what disturbs us is in us.
Yeah, and if you're triggering people, bro, you're actually being of service to them, because it's helping highlight what it is that they need to work on. So all these people that you're triggering, they should actually be thanking you.
Good. Thank me.
Thank you for speaking your truth and triggering a part of me that's uncomfortable to look at.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Like if I'm not triggering people with the messages I'm putting out, I'm not doing enough, because this work that we're doing and the work that I'm doing with other people and sharing these messages should get people that aren't thinking of this to feel.
Yeah, that's one of my things, Matt, is like I want people to feel something when they look at me, when they look at my videos. I want you to feel something, whether it's cringe, whether it's anger, whether it's love, whether it's happiness. Like, feel something. If you don't,
you're dead.
Just what the fuck? You're just any other person on Instagram. Here's my fucking day in the life. I don't know. Here I'm doing this. This is what I'm having this morning, and here I'm going to this and that.
Yeah,
man, copy and paste. Be authentic. Be different.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah, bro.
Beautiful.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, bro.
It's been a blessing.
Been back and forth for a little bit, but it was well worth it, eh?
Oh, mate.
I'm so glad. I want to come here and just fucking chat again. You know, we could do it.
Yeah.
Come do just hang out.
That's it, bro.
As you said before, these things create friends.
That's what I mean. Like you said before, it's just one podcast or one video or one connection with someone. You don't know who you meet and you don't know what's going to happen, and it can change the trajectory of your life. It can change your friendships, your friend group, and you can learn and grow a network from just being vulnerable.
Exactly.
Just having the courage to sit down with someone you've never met before.
Pretty much stranger, you know?
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get you sponsored for these lights, all right? I'll try to get you a light and set up sponsorship. And, yeah. No, that's how I can give back. No, thank you for giving me a, platform to speak on, because, there's not many good ones, not many worthy ones, right? There's so many podcasts now, but like, as I said, I want to really pick and choose. You know JB Copeland?
I've heard of that name.
I've been saving myself to go on to speak with him, bro, for like over a year now. Like, I put this. We're just gonna wait. This is the bit.
I'm not bothered.
But I put up a story ages ago. I got out of an ice bath and I had this thought, like, I'm gonna put this up. I want to get on. I want to speak to this guy. I'm gonna put a story up. Film myself. If there's one person I want to speak to, it's not your athlete, no superstar, no one. It's JB Copeland. So JB, I'm putting this here now so that when we talk, we can look back on it. Reshares it within an hour or two. I was like, what the fuck? I was like going ballistic. I'm like, what the fuck? He sent me his number and we started chatting, and it never aligned, bro. It never, and he's all about divine timing, yeah? And it's just beautiful test of patience, this, because I've followed it up a couple of times, and, I see him like viewing my stuff, liking my stuff, but I know that it will happen when it's supposed to. And I've said no to some things in the past because I wanted to wait to tell my story with him. But this is a beautiful thing about growing, because I've now have a different perspective than I had a year and a half ago. I'm like, no, it will happen when it's supposed to. I'm not saving anything for anything. It's all good.
Yeah.
It will flow.
Yeah.
And when we chat, it'll be beautiful.
Yeah. I like that. I do that with my guests as well, because you can line people up and things don't align.
Yeah.
People just stop replying, and it's like, okay, just got to trust it.
I've been like that with you as well. You know what I mean? I've like faded you, like,
this is just part of it, because a part of me goes, it's happened to me where someone's agreed and then they've said set a date and then they've just not replied to me, and then I'm like, okay, cool. I can either get angry and go fuck them, or I can go, you've just got to be compassionate and understanding that some people are going through life. They've got kids, they've got families, they've got stresses, they've got trying to navigate this chaotic world. Sitting down and having a podcast may be pretty low down their priority list, and I get it. So I'm just continuing to flow. It's like just being like water and going, love, no worries, all good. If you can't make it today, I just think honest communication in life will get you far. If you can't do something, be honest. If you don't want to see someone, be honest. You're like, if you don't want to talk to anyone, I don't want to talk to you. I'm not engaging with this. If you don't want to do something you don't want to do, don't say yes because you want to keep them happy. Just say no. Just be brutally fucking honest. And the ones that are supposed to be with you by your side on your journey, no matter what you do, will be there. And the ones that are supposed to fall away will fall away. So just keep fucking being you.
Well said. Yeah, it's so true. Be you so the world can have you.
Be you so the world can have you.